What is up, everybody? Welcome to the MIRE. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, Matt Pogue. First time three of us all together broadcasting from the command center here in Lawrenceville. We moved up the stairs from the basement. I know that's going to disappoint some people, but too stinking bad. High school football on the MIRE, Montgomery and Colonia tonight on tap in just about a half hour. Guys, what's going on?
Not much. How about you?
Listen, living the dream.
Yeah.
Living the dream with you clowns here. Matthew, how are you?
Doing all right. I don't know about a dream, but it's fun.
You know, we were about 5 seconds ago, we were sitting here going like, oh, does anybody like have anything fun in their personal lives going on? Because, you know, we usually do that kind of thing on the air because let's face it, we're morons. So everybody's like, no, everything's pretty good. Everything's pretty normal. You know, there's something that we haven't spoken about at all since like the last athletic seasons that I feel was fairly significant. You got married.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pogue is now off the market, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
There was no market. It was,
The market was very small, admittedly. I'll give you that.
it was
But
a niche market.
that's a,
Discount shelf.
I don't know how Amanda feels about that, but, you know, that's
She
fine.
made her choice.
She has to live with it.
She's an entire market. How about that? So anyway, our belated congratulations.
Thanks.
So I'll tell a quick story, which I think is hilarious, actually, about his wedding. So I didn't even realize that what the date was that he's getting married, right? Okay, no problem. So now Jeff Brooks, the director of technology in the district, comes to me and says, hey, we really want you to broadcast graduation, both the middle school on Thursday and the high school on Friday. And we're like, yeah, that's great. I love it. We could do it. We're in a great place for that. Now, we get, you know, emails about, well, there's going to be a rain date this time. So now, like, if it rains Friday, we're going to do it Saturday morning. If it's raining Saturday morning, we're going to do it Saturday night. So, you know, I didn't really think too much of it because I figured, like, well, what do we care? Whether it's Friday night or Saturday morning or Saturday night, who gives a crap?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I say it in my brain as a matter of course to him. I'm like, we could still do this thing if it's Saturday night, right? Or Saturday, right? And he goes, well, yeah, you know, the morning would probably be good. I could probably do the morning. And then, you know, the nighttime, like, night might be tough. I got to ask, but, you know, we'll see. And I'm like, well, what do you got going on that day? He's like, oh, yeah, so I'm getting married that day.
It wasn't till 3 p.m.
I know, but your wife would have been so
I had
pissed at
hours
you.
to get
She
home,
was-
clean up, have a meal. It would have been fine.
Can you imagine?
I
Yeah,
would love it.
fine.
That's a great way to start a life together.
She was all for it,
She-
whether she was lying or not. I don't know.
She was
but
like,
she
yeah, just
said,
stay out of my
"Go
hair. That's
for
my
it."
day. That's my day. You stay out of it.
Oh, my gosh. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this decision out of your hands right now.
Yeah.
We're going to tell them that if it's Friday, we can do it, and if it's Saturday, we can't.
There you go.
How about that?
I also like that the district is coming to you to broadcast. Like don't we have our own stuff in the district?
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah, well,
That's
yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah,
you.
it
That's
was.
it. You're now the district stuff.
Well, you know what it was too. It's that Jeff Brooks was always doing the, you know, all the stuff. You know, when he was at the high school, and now that he's the director of technology, it's like, you know,
Somebody who's competent in it.
and again still don't know why they asked us, but
It's a rough word to use.
Okay.
right.
Willing.
willing,
Willing.
for sure. So let's tell you a little bit about this evening. Montgomery is traveling to Colonia to take on the 2-1. Why am I losing my mind on their nickname right now? I will think of it.
Football team.
The 2-1 Colonia football team. That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
Tim's a Washington fan. The Bandits? Patriots? Patriots? I couldn't read that thing.
Colonial.
Colonia. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, you know, I bang this drum. Montgomery's not the Generals for some reason, even though we're named after General Montgomery. We're the Cougars. Oh, don't get me started.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know either until I looked at it again.
There you go. So the Patriots of Colonia, they are 2-1. Their lone loss came to Woodbridge, a team we played last week. Their game against Woodbridge a little bit closer, 21-14. That was the first game of the season. They have victories over Edison and South Plainfield. Neither of those games were close. And Montgomery, of course, 0-2. Lost the first game of the season to Hurricane Ida against Watchung Hills. Game 2, 3-0 loss at Linden. And game number 2-3, whatever you want to call it, was a shutout 33-0 against Woodbridge. So, you know, the commutative property of addition tells us this one's going to be an uphill road, but you know, this is why, you know, we play the games, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a challenge, but I think, you know, they're going to be looking to score early so they can kind of like break that funk, you know what I mean? And I think once that they are able to cross the goal line, it's going to open up some things, some confidence. They have some big boys on Colonia, and they're a good team, so it's not going to be easy to do. But I think that this is going to be the game that we break the funk and we get at least some scoring going.
Well, you know, one of the major issues last week for us was our boy Brandon Fury did not play last week with a hamstring. Will be in the lineup tonight. Told me today that he is looking to play both ways, so doesn't look to be super limited by that injury, which is always a good thing. You alluded to it, so we may as well talk about it. You know, looking down the Colonia roster right now, and we're not talking about a team full of future NFL players from a height and weight perspective. Looking at a lot of 5'11s, 6 foot evens, which really mean, you know, we mean 5'10 and 5'11, you know, really in the grand scheme. They throw in a 6'2 here and there. And then you get down to number 78, Jermaine Ellis, the nose guard, lining up right across from Brandon Fury. 6'3", 330 pounds. It's a lot of human. Pogue. I mean, you're a rugby guy, so you know a lot of pushing each other around.
There's no 330 guys anywhere. I don't know what you do with that. That is.
Well, Brando's pushing 3 bills.
I mean, I know he's gonna be fine. All I'm saying is, how is this guy moving? What does he look like? Is he quick or is he just powerful? Like, we'll see.
You know, I heard that he can move, not like, you know, like
it's not Aaron Donald.
He's not a running back or anything like that, but I heard he's got some good mobility. It's going to be a challenge for Fury, but I think he's got it. You know, he's a smart kid. He knows to stay low, and he knows how to, you know, take advantage of the strengths that he does have.
The rest of the Colonia offense really kind of runs through quarterback Josh Olyaremi. He has been kind of pretty much do everything for them. He clearly is obviously their leading passer. He only has, I believe it's a pair of touchdowns on the year. Of course, I switched off of the statistics screen. He has only 1 touchdown on the year. So, you know, that is what it is. 1 touchdown, 3 picks. They're not much of a throwing team much in the way that Montgomery is not. They've only attempted 35 passes in 3 games. So, you know, take that for whatever it's worth. But on the ground, he does appear to be much more dangerous. 366 yards and 7 rushing touchdowns through 3 games. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's going to be a concern. I mean, especially with the way that they've been struggling with some of the more athletic quarterbacks. If he's getting out in space, this could be something to watch.
What did you know, as you're prepping for football games and, you know, you had to deal with a mobile quarterback, you know, there's like the axioms that you hear in the NFL of like you have to plaster when the guy gets out of the pocket. Were you a corner that was more looking to come up and you know and make a play on that guy, or were you more concerned with your receiver getting?
When I played or when I coached?
Yes.
When I yes.
Yeah, yes.
When I played, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was more like, I hope they pass it because I'd rather cover. You know what I mean? And I feel like corners are more like.
So you were soft. You were a softie.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Okay.
I'm a track athlete. You know I'm a track athlete that played football. You know,
tackling optional.
You know, and it really just depends on the type of defense that you're playing, what you want your corners to do. Obviously, once you know it's a run, you want them to commit and come up. You don't want anybody to get outside, you know, and if your defensive end has already let them outside, then you're the last line of a defense. You know, then it's all pursuing from your linebacker and safety positions. So you want to play aggressive but smart at the same time.
Got to keep that outside leverage, obviously, to funnel that guy.
You got to funnel him in, and you know sometimes when you have a mobile quarterback, like they make things happen, and if they cut back, you know, I mean, sometimes, and you watch it more at the lower levels, but some of the biggest plays become when they roll out right, and then there's nothing right, and they come back left because everyone has over pursued to the right, and then it leaves huge alleys for them to run through. So, you know, it's just about making sure that you are keeping those alleys closed, and you want them to go inside as soon as possible. You know, the longer the play goes, the less likely you're going to be successful in stopping it.
Poke, you've watched a lot of, you know, this team's struggles this year. Obviously, you've seen as much as I have. Offensively, if you had to put your finger on something that you feel like, hey, here's an area. If we just clean this up a little bit, we might have some, something brewing.
I think the rollouts were good for Benitez, but at the same time, it was almost forced because he had to get away from pursuit. So if they can just get the offensive line, just buy him a little more time so if something can actually develop, or if when he goes out into space, he can actually look up instead of look behind him for who's chasing me. So I think just giving him even just like 2-3 more seconds is going to be huge because receivers aren't in their routes. They're still halfway there. He's already turned around, not looking at him, and, it just gets hard. Now he's thinking run first, and that's not the point, but he has to because I don't know when someone's going to be at my back.
Yeah.
I was watching Packers the other day, and
Last night.
no, last night was Texans and Panthers.
Oh, you're right.
I was watching the Packers the other day.
Yeah,
Back to my story.
I was just checking if you.
Yeah, right.
Just checking.
And there was a graphic that Fox put up on the screen about the number of jet sweeps, or I'm sorry, it was motion and play action, and then both. And it was like where the Niners stood and where the Packers stood. And I have a ton of respect for Kyle Shanahan and the offense that he runs. And Matt LaFleur, the Packers coach, is of the same Shanahan tree. So you would expect those things. And if you give an honest look to those two offenses, right? I mean, in the last couple of years, they've been the most powerful, productive offenses in the NFL. And both of them were top 5 in, I think the Packers were 7th in motion, but then like 1-2 with each other in play action. And both, you know what I mean, of whatever that number was. That should pretty much tell you how teams are not using both motion and play action. Now, that was a long-ass introduction into me saying you have a team like Montgomery struggling, and I look at that statistic and say, well, geez, if it's working, if that causes that much problem at that level, why are we not running jet motion on every play to at least disguise something at worst? And now I may be asking a question because I'm not a football coach that in high school it just doesn't work that way, or, it's not part of, I just don't want to, I would hate it for it to be because that's not what we do. Like,
Yeah.
Well, but if you have someone going, even if they're not getting the ball, if the receivers aren't getting open in their routes and he's coming across Benitez, what's the harm in faking that handoff just to at least make them think about it? And then eventually, you might give it to them, but at least some different look.
I mean, personnel and their strengths has a lot to do with whether you're able to run a successful sweep. And, it might not be conducive for us. Maybe they're not being able to seal their, defender inside and open up the sorry, got distracted.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Dog comes flying in
Yeah.
from outside.
But so that makes a huge difference. And so I would like to see Eubanks get more involved. I'd like to see Jenkins. I'd like to see, because honestly, if I'm watching last week's game, I'm saying if I put a spy on Benitez, I'm going to shut them down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So what they need to do is get other people involved early. So at the very least, it opens up opportunities for Alex.
I guess I feel like that same way on the offshoot of it was, I was thinking, all right, you can't run jet sweep, but just the act of the motion has to hold somebody. And then, of course, my brain starts going in another direction because I watched App State and Marshall last night run a fake reverse on a kickoff. And then I start thinking to myself, on special teams, why are we not running a guy back across the field on every kick return?
You have to think about it.
Right, like now, like that guy on the backside cannot crash as far in and maybe make that tackle like as the last guy, the touchdown saving tackle, because he's got to hang just in case the guy hands the ball off.
Yeah, I mean, it takes, when you're practicing Monday through Thursday, you don't spend a ton of time on special teams. Like, that's what you spend the least on. It's what you're on the field the least amount. And something like that could take time to master and figure out. It seems easy. You're like, oh, why don't I just have someone go like that? But if you don't do it fluid, then you're opening up gaps for the defense to come in to come in and make a big play on you. You know what I mean? Because that's one less guy blocking. The age-old thing is you come back and you make your triangle to block them so that you can open up. And then if you have another guy, if you take a guy out of that equation, then it's a hole.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what about, all right, so let's say jet sweep is a thing, and we're doing it, I don't know, twice and a half, but someone is running on 8 other plays. Now, if that guy's running and you're watching him, even if the line is struggling to, keep them contained, the middle's open then. So if they're struggling and they're getting beat and the guys have to at least chase the jet sweep guy, what if you give it to Jenkins up the middle now and at least make them think about, all right, well, they could cut right back and just go up the middle, or if he pops it to him and he goes around the corner, or Benitez is going to tuck it and actually throw. So at least I think almost like confusion needs to be the weapon now, because it's not like pure athleticism just going to do it.
I'm with you on that. I saw it was and now for the life of me, because I think it was week 1 college football, but it was a 4th down play that I don't know if it was Ohio State or Oregon. I don't remember which game it was. Quarterback in the gun, running back to his right, jet motion coming from that empty side of the field, and it was whole line, guard pulling this direction, fake the jet, then quarterback turns to his left, and then completely wheels around and then hands back to the running back going the opposite way again. I was like, oh my gosh, you just made me watching on television put my head in 3 different directions, and then the back obviously pops out the backside for a gain of 20 on 4th and 1, and I'm like, think about just the variations that you could run if you ran that at 6 plays in a row. You could give it to the back going straight ahead. You could give it to the back misdirection. You could give it to the jet sweep. You can run play action off the jet sweep, play action off the guy up the middle, straight throw the ball. I'm going, what? Can we just do this? There's if you're only going to run 35 plays in a high school game, there's 9 of them right there.
But I mean, that's it's like the read option. It's easier said than done. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things, and you see it done on a professional level or even a collegiate level. But these are, first of all, they're top athletes, right, with high football IQ. And not saying that we don't have those, because we do have those, but and then they're also they have the coaching staff, they're getting paid big money to instill this. And let's face it, when you're a collegiate athlete, especially at these Division I and things like that, you're going to school and your main priority is play well at football. You know what I mean? Obviously, school is their main priority, but they're paying for your schooling, so you're gonna try to do all these football things. So, and when you get to a high school level, you have a vast, just like the classroom, you have a vast variety of students that have different football IQs and football capabilities. So, with running the jet sweep, and why aren't we doing that every time? And they're only going to follow it if when you run the jet sweep it works. You know what I mean? If it doesn't work, then they're going to be less inclined to okay, this kid's not going to get the ball, or even if he does, I can get out. My defensive end is going to be able to get in and turn him back inside. You know what I mean? So you have to have success in those plays in order for it to pay dividends later.
Well, I don't know if you've met me, but I'm very demanding. I would just make sure that happened. Yeah. Okay? I would just,
Well, it's like the play action pass, right? Why don't we just do the play action pass all the time? Pretend, why don't you just pretend to hand it off? Well, because if you never hand it off, they don't care that you did the play action pass, and then you just wasted a second of reading time.
Not to be a jerk here, but maybe then didn't you just answer your own question? Maybe you got to hand it off a couple of times, even as a token.
Oh no, you definitely do, but if you want, like I said, if you want them to follow the jet sweep, then it's got to be successful at least once or twice. You know what I mean?
But does it?
I think so.
But
all right. So if you to that point, I think you're about to say that's going to hold the end, where he is, right, instead of crashing down.
At least a thought.
If those other things become successful, then the end cheats. Then the jet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
that sweep never works. That they never give it to him. They never give it to him. I don't know.
And that's when you bust it around the end for 35 yards. I don't know.
It's that easy. You know what? I'm going to text.
Can you please? Can you tell him to install that right now?
I'm kidding. I'm going to get him
Glock
right here.
and Pogue have solved your problem.
And that's my other point is, I have admittedly limited football knowledge. So the reason
He coached at the high school, folks. That's
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
Keep
well,
going.
no, I
I'm
mean
joking.
limited comparatively to other people. To say like a Sean Carty who has been a football family since he was like yay tall and
Make no mistake, we're armchair.
yeah
We know that, and we
Yeah,
know
yeah.
we have no real
So-
knowledge,
so-
but we're very passionate
Yeah.
with ideas we just came up with.
So when if Carty's not doing that, there's a reason why he's not doing it.
Do you listen to any podcast? Do you understand you don't have to be actually qualified to criticize
No,
people?
you just get to say stuff, and it doesn't have to be backed
and I
up.
wasn't implying that you're criticizing. 'Cause
Do you
you're,
know
You're
ho-
definitely not.
Do you
You're-
know
you're
how
just-
many doctors there are on Twitter right now? Okay.
know,
There's
right?
about 16 million doctors on Twitter that'll tell you exactly how to handle your medical
Yeah.
situations. My goodness. All right, we're about 9 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take a break because we've obviously babbled on too long about far too much of nothing. We're going to come back. We'll talk about the man who is sooner rather than later about to become Montgomery's all-time leading rusher, and hopefully Montgomery's all-time leading scorer as early as tonight. And we'll have all that before kickoff coming up in just a couple of minutes. Montgomery and Colonia, third game of the season for the Cougs on tap. Stay with us. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the MIRE. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, and Matt Pogue. We're almost set for high school football against Colonia, the 2-1 Patriots of Colonia against the 0-2 Montgomery Cougars. Guys, obviously, you can't talk Montgomery football without talking about Alex Benitez. He's coming up on the school's all-time leading rushing record. Yaw Etsy, who was the star of the team back in the very early days of Montgomery football, leads the way. As you can see there on your screen, Ryan Boyle just ahead of Benitez at this point, and 1,776 yards. I guess maybe against the Patriots, it's kind of fitting that Benitez has 1,776 coming into the game, and maybe we can make good use of that as the game goes on. But as we look for independence from our scoreless streak, we're looking to break through on that one. Guys, Benitez has just been stellar for the last couple of years. I don't really know that there's a lot we haven't said about him. But in the world of indisposable players, you would feel like, on some level, you're like, well, we use him a lot,
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it last game. We were worried, are we taking him out? Are we doing this? What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing and why are we waiting was my thought on it. But, Tim, you've seen, really a lot more football up close in terms of coaching and playing than we have. What do you see from Benitez that makes him so special?
I mean, one, he's just an athlete. Like, you could make up a sport tomorrow, tell him the rules, and he'd be good at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so he can do anything. I mean, just a testament to him is, like, last year he was, like, thrust into the quarterback position, right? Not his primary position. And then he comes out, he makes some rookie mistakes, but, like, was still effective at what he did.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's having that ability to just adapt and still use his athleticism in whatever situation he's in makes him indispensable for the team.
Pogue, you were a pretty effective player with the ball in your hands too. When you're him in that position, how do you kind of fight the desire to try to make, just almost kind of like the Carson Wentz problem right now, where like the guy thinks he's going to win the game on every play, and I think it's one of the reasons why he's hurt all the time. Like, he doesn't know, like, I should just go down. Like, you know what I mean? This play's over, and for Benitez, I feel like it's so hard to coach that out of a kid who's that athletic. How do you balance that?
I don't think you coach that out of a kid his age at all. I don't think you can, because he's ready to play. He wants to go hard. He wants to try and break every tackle. Why would he want to kind of give up? Like, teaching him to slide was probably difficult if they even tried to, because I'm not gonna slide.
Never seen him try it.
I'm not going to slide. And I mean, you don't want to talk him out of it, but at the same time, you need to help protect him. So I think it's more about getting him to roll out so that out of bounds is an option, because I don't think you're going to get him to just, all right, I'm going to take this one easy. He's not going to.
Right. Well, I mean, I just sit here and I like hold my breath on some plays, and you just get up, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not to say anything about, the guys that have to bring in, past him. It's more just really about him.
Yeah.
And the indisposable nature of his role on this team. But and I can get you. I have his statistics so far on the season: 39 rushes, 212 yards. Obviously, no touchdowns, and he's 4 of 11 through the air for an additional 50 yards. So I mean, you talk about the percentage of his offense. I didn't even think to do what's the percentage of plays that he has to whatever, but
a lot.
Yeah. You guys keep talking about this. And why don't you go to commercial, and I'll see if I can fix that whole thing up so we can get going here for high school football. We'll be right back. You're caught in the MIRE. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. What's up, everybody? Welcome to High School Football on the Mire. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, Matt Pogue. Getting set for kickoff against Colonia. So, boys, Montgomery wins this game if...
We score more points than Colonia.
Oh, my gosh.
You just
you
can't
kill
buy
me.
that kind of insight. You can't buy that kind of insight.
Like I said, limited
me.
football knowledge. I do know to win, you need to outscore your opponent.
You kill me. I tell you.
If they can cut down on the penalties, it'll be huge. I mean,
Yeah.
they were setting themselves up for a lot of difficult drives because of that.
I think they got to get more people involved. I think more people have to touch the ball.
Well, as you can see, despite the away feed that we have rocking and rolling here, not the greatest of camera resolution on their part. So again, numbers maybe a little bit sketchy again as we're underway for high school football on a Friday, and the very strong-legged Alex Benitez sends it into the end zone and has a touchback as Fozzie's trying to come and say hello here in the dining room. He's used to us broadcasting in the basement, so for him to be able to hang out with us up here is a little bit of a change for my man.
It's a special day.
Isn't it?
Big kick by Alex, man.
Yeah. Paul, you want to put that other thing up in the preview screen for me? There you go. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. We'll have a fun little... We'll mess around with life there for you whenever my man goes over there. So we're going to have first down here for Colonia. We do not have a clock on screen, which is always wonderful, and the first run of the game is going to be a big one. Up the right-hand side, and Montgomery will chase him out of bounds at about midfield, and that looked like
Number 7.
Lamont Hampton. No, you know what it was? It actually was Josh Profet. Who came in from all the way off screen there. Josh Profet is the team's second leading rusher. Josh Oluremi is the team's quarterback. And this will be Profet again up the middle, and it's a gain of about 4 this time.
Yeah, I mean, in the opening play, they did a good job of getting into the backfield, but Profet was able to break a couple tackles to break a long one.
I feel like that was almost like exactly what we described from a like in the pregame of like having to keep control of the edge, and this is going to be Profet again, and this time he is met at the line of scrimmage, and a great job by the Cougs.
I wonder if they're going to go to that hurry-up offense more. I haven't seen that much, the other 2 games this season, but they immediately after that big gain just jump right back up to go up to the line.
I mean, it's a great strategy in high school football that a lot of teams like to use, is because it's hard for the defense to get set, and then you can take advantage of some.
Here comes the blitz, and they're going to throw a little bubble out to the left. It's complete for a first down to Jaden Jones, just a sophomore, and that was a nice one-handed snag as Oluremi's. And you know what? Give Oluremi credit because a nice little bit of touch there. How often do you see a quarterback on every level throw that fastball out there in the flat?
I mean, that's one of those times, though, that it was like you called the blitz, but they called the play that was going to beat it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
and you hate that. Here's toss to the right out of shotgun, and it's going to come back. There's a hold coming on the play, despite the efforts of Profet to get about 6. So, Brandon Fury and I talked about it in MIRE podcast, which dropped this morning, the second episode of the season, about playing from behind the sticks, and how he's like, we don't have plays for 3rd and 20. He's like, you just don't. So, and I get it.
I mean, no one has plays for 3rd and 20. I mean, the nice thing about high school football, though, is they tend to go for it more often than, like, say, a collegiate or pro. You know what I mean? So you don't have to get 20, or you don't have to get 20 on 3rd and 20. You can get 10 and then have a chance to maybe go for it.
So it will be first down and 22 for Colonia. Here's Oluremi. He's being chased off the edge. He dumps it off, and Profet makes one-man miss, and that was almost going to be another big loss. And it ends up turning into about a 3-yard gain. So, all things considered, that could have been a lot better, but it also could have been a lot worse.
That's one of those times where you get your eyes are wide. You know, you're like, I'm gonna get a big hit, and then you don't break down properly, and he just does a little bit of a shift to get around you. I mean, good defense overall, though.
That's one of those situations, as Oluremi will throw it out to the left, and it is complete. Good pursuit out there.
That's great.
And that's going to be no gain if they even got back to the line of scrimmage.
And that was great. He did a great job turning him back inside. Didn't let him go out to the sideline where there was some space, and then obviously that's where your help is. So great job on the corner. Is it Nino out there?
Yeah, I think so. And
can't see any numbers now.
No, not even a little bit. And here's Oluremi on third down, and he's going to be flush from the pocket again, rolling to his right and looking, still looking, and now he fires downfield, incomplete, and that is going to bring up fourth down.
That was a scary one because he was able to get open, but good job by the defense pursuing. What's the quarterback's name?
Josh Oluremi.
Oluremi. Great job pursuing him, making him throw on the run. So.
I mean, you got to like that defensive recovery, though. I mean, the first couple plays, it looked like this could be a rough drive, but they really pulled it back together.
And it's great momentum for Montgomery. Hopefully we get a punt here. And
see, can you play with that color at all, Pogue, on our side to see if we can trim that glare down a little bit? I don't know. See if we can do something on the backside. That's the honest color of the feed that we're getting here, folks. I'll tell you.
I mean, we're shining bright, man. Come on.
It's that's tough. I don't know that we're going to be able to change the player jersey color, but we'll do what we can for you, possibly. So it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field as Colonia is going to have to punt it away on fourth down just inside Cougar territory.
When I played Little League football, my the guy who announced the games, his favorite thing was to say like fourth in a taxi cab ride, because it's fourth a long way.
Anything, Pogue, better? No, not really. No, doesn't look like it. Tough when you get bad camera feed from the opponent, but it is what it is. So we're going to get stopped before we get started here.
It's pushing back. But I think it's probably on our defense.
We'll see.
I think it was encroachment.
Sideline warning, it looks like, on Colonia. Could have probably just held on to that one until the next play, you know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, man.
So we're this is like pandemic away football broadcasting. No clock and no sound and bad color. We're just happy to be alive. That's it. Here's a rolling ball that was dangerous there, as Montgomery was very near to the football. And, obviously, as you know, that hits anybody on Montgomery, you can recover it.
Yeah. This is going to kill me. I feel like I'm seeing double vision here. Like,
well, the only reason is because we all are seeing double vision with you.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. This would drive. Could you imagine if this was our camera at our place? This would be driving. I would be losing my mind.
Yeah.
No, the headsets would be off, and there'd be a lot of discussions happening.
It's glad that we're not closer to the end zone. You'd never be able to see any of our players.
Well, we're playing offense, I think.
Yeah.
As
someone's going to get the ball.
Benitez in the shotgun. He's going to keep it, and he's bouncing it off the left side. And a nice run on first down for Alex Benitez. He picks up about 7.
You got to like the downfield blocking by the receiver, too. I mean, he knows that play is probably not coming near him, but he was 10, 15 yards all the way down, still pushing.
Benitez was, a broken tackle away from making that that downfield blocking necessary. So, he got his feet tripped up, but he almost broke that one.
And, you had mentioned it in the pregame, Tim. You got to, their desire to get on the scoreboard early. And for Colonia, if there was a trap game, this is probably it. Given they can see the, the crossover score line as well. And, if there was maybe taking us a little bit lightly, I don't know. Benitez again on the hand, or the keeper, I should say, for about 2. So it's third down and short. far too few of these this year, right? I mean, I feel like we haven't been in third and, super makeable very many times this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a lot of drives where the first 2 plays you backed up 10 yards, and now
Right.
I mean, this is 2 down territory for me.
Well, yeah. Listen, you may not be wrong. I mean, like, what are the odds that you get stuffed?
Twice in a
needing
row.
an inch with your, the school's soon-to-be all-time leading rusher. And it won't happen there as Benitez has the first down and a gain of about 11 on third, and that'll give Montgomery a fresh set of downs out at their own 35-yard line.
I mean, I think, this offensive success stems from just the defense being able to stop them from scoring right away, having a lot of success. It kind of just gets you pumped up and saying, hey, you know what? We're in this. We're going to be able to compete with these guys.
Benitez on first down, a little inside handoff as they try to run off the right side. And that's got to be a personal foul, no? I mean, that you can't do that hardly in the NFL.
it seemed unnecessary.
I guess it doesn't. We can't hear the whistle, so we don't know if they were blowing the whistle ahead.
You can't suplex a guy. I mean, they didn't suplex him, but I mean, really just picking up a guy and throwing him to the ground. I understand Jermaine Ellis is a huge kid, but I mean, I don't know. Clearly, it's not a foul because there were, 5 referees looking right at it, but
They don't want to mess with that guy.
felt like it should have been.
Sweet.
There's jet motion and up the right side and a gain of about 6 on the play. Was that enough? Can we run it again now? Did we get 6? Was 6
man.
enough?
Let's run it every
6 is
play,
the
man.
one.
I think every play we need to run it now. You guys, you know what? I take back everything I said.
Thank you.
You guys are completely right.
Hall of Fame.
I'm going to get my resume together.
Cardi must have got my text message.
3rd down and 4 coming for the Cougs. Some time left in the first quarter. We're not real sure. But it's Friday Night Football during a pandemic.
Right? It's less than 8, more than 0.
Live from my house. How about that? Benitez glowing brightly through the Colonial cameras.
Got some pass. Oh, rolls out.
He'll pull it and run, cutting back, has the first down and more, out past midfield, and he's into Colonia territory at the 46-yard line. Boy, Benitez is having himself a drive.
Here we go.
He was
Come
not
on, baby.
sliding either. You saw that third body come out when he went down, lowered the shoulder.
I mean, he's a big kid himself, though, right? So, like, how
Yeah.
many kids in high school is he going to feel the need to slide for?
None.
No
That's
doubt.
the answer. None.
5'9", only, but 196. If you've stood next to him, he's
He's
a well-built kid.
He's a thick kid.
So another first down for the Cougs. First time in plus territory tonight.
Can't even see any of our offensive
Nope, not
plays.
even a little bit. Benitez again up the middle, and this time he's bottled up after about 2.
What was it? Remember in basketball when you were like star mode?
Yeah,
Right?
oh, yeah.
They're on star mode, man. But they're like, not because they're going so fast, but because they're glowing like that star in Mario Kart.
Legitimately in star mode right now.
I mean, we're not far away from this looking like a game of NFL Blitz 2001.
Oh yeah,
Okay, it's not too far.
2001. Half the people watching this probably weren't even born then.
Oh, that was one of the best N64 games ever.
It was good.
My goodness. So, yes, folks, it's just as painful for us as it is for you as we watch this all together. 2nd down and Benitez off the right side. A little single wing action. And, man, nobody was home for Colonia, so another nice gain for Benitez. This definitely, Tim, 2-down territory.
Yeah, I mean, now you just go for it. You don't kick a field goal, you just go.
Well, you're certainly not kicking from there either.
No, but I mean, even if you get within field goal range, you know what I mean? Like, take this opportunity, get as many points as you possibly can.
I mean, your defense played well the first drive, too. Give them the field position and let them try again.
And they're doing a sustained drive, so their defense, has gotten a good amount of rest already. So I can't tell you how much time they got. But
Minutes.
Several minutes. Benitez, as he rolls left and looking to throw, he's going to be dropped back at the 47-yard line.
I take back everything I said. It's not 2-down territory, 4-down territory anymore.
That was a surprising play call there for me.
Yeah.
I feel like, all the momentum that you had there, I would have just kept pounding the rock up the middle there and get another set of downs.
What down are we at? Here we punting.
I believe it is 4th down. But maybe they're, I guess Colonia knows the same thing, that we do, that rushing is probably our forte, so maybe you thought you could hit something there on 3rd down. Great punt and a better job by Colonia to field it and actually get some yards back, and it ends up being a nice return out to about the 35-yard line. That's a switch in field position from about 30 yards there.
It was a great punt, but it just took a great bounce to him right into his breadbasket, right, and then he was able to get it on the run. It's funny to watch this though, with like them running and being glowing. It looks like there's like like zooming past them. You know what I mean? It actually made the run look way better.
No. In person, this is what they're seeing.
Yeah. I would just solely make this my my tape for college.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just
Look
like,
at how fast I am.
fast.
Little misdirection play as Profet tries to cut it back, only gets about one. Good discipline on the defensive line. Easy for me to say.
What number made that tackle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh, they're wearing numbers?
That's correct.
Like, it's crazy.
Personal foul on the bright one.
Would have been we should have wore green, man. I don't know.
Listen, could you imagine what that would have looked like? My goodness gracious. Here's another inside handoff and nice running room that time for Profet.
Glock, what if this happens next week? I don't know what's gonna happen.
No, you know what?
Hogue and I will just be like, all right, we tried, guys. Tune in next week when Glock's back.
Big stop there on 3rd down for Montgomery. And Cougars are going to get the ball back just like that. That's what happens when you run that hurry-up offense and doesn't work out for you. But
we talked about that the other day too. I mean,
Yeah.
extending the game, it's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, if it's not working, it could be a problem giving the Cougars some rest, and then actually, if their offense is clicking, that's their benefit.
Patrick Miller, the team's best wide receiver, is also the punter, as happens oftentimes in high school. And Miller gets off a great kick. Wow, look at that.
Let it go.
That bounces inside the 10-yard line, and that's a fantastic kick.
Wow.
It's like a 55-yard punt from Pat Miller.
Yeah. I thought it was going to bounce into the end zone, but it was hard to see.
Wow, that's crazy. So, with some time left here in the first quarter, it remains scoreless in Colonia.
It's been a fast-paced first quarter, I think.
I possibly listen. Anybody that ever wants to criticize the quality of our camera at home again, I just dare you to come back and watch this film on replay, because
I don't know that people are criticizing it, man.
no. I'm just preempting the criticism,
yeah,
which we know is inadvertently coming sometime.
Oh yeah,
but it is what it is.
I think the offense has entered the field.
This is bizarre.
I think.
Yeah.
This is literally bizarre. This is also like the most Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing we could possibly do.
I'm proud of you guys for not blaming me also.
That's
big of you.
I know for sure that this one isn't you. And here's a big run from Benitez as he bounces it out to the left side, and he gets back a lot of what was lost in that kick, and a gain of 22 on the play for the Montgomery senior.
And just drops the shoulder to finish it.
Every run
drops it.
He makes you pay for actually tackling him.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to watch that kid play. Saw him after the game last week as he was coming back into the stadium to say goodbye to people, and you could see he was just exhausted. I just slapped him on the chest. I said, "Man, you got a big heart." I didn't even say anything. He just smiled. But he's a pretty humble kid. So.
Yeah.
Another set of downs for the Cougs. First down and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Cougs offense rolling in a way that it hadn't at all last week, to be brutally honest. And here's an inside handoff, and that's stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Is it a helmet or the ball that came back out? Oh, it's a ball. All right.
Hopefully somebody's head wasn't in that helmet, if that's
we wouldn't know.
indeed what happened. But
I got it was in the trainer when Fury was getting treated for his hamstring, and it was funny because Rob was doing this like scraping technique, gung chow, or I don't know what it was. He used to do it on my Achilles, and it's very painful. And I was just like laughing watching Fury.
in like massive amounts of pain.
This big guy going, ah!
So there's the timeout on the field. We'll take it with him. Scoreless here sometime in the first quarter. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
This is not usable for any kid who wants to use a highlight.
Welcome back to Colonia. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, and Matt Pogue. And here's another nice little run off the left side. Very close to a first down.
If I was like a JV player, I would just take all the really big runs from here and say it was me. It was fine. That was me.
That was me, I think. See,
Yeah.
you can see that little.
See?
I'm so fast, it looks like a flash.
My highlight tape. Got all these great runs.
So third down and short. Let's see if the Cougs have learned their lesson to keep this thing on the ground, because that's where most of the success has come so far. And here's a little stutter step by Eubanks, and I don't think he's got it. I think they're short. I think they're short as we are obviously into quarter number 2 as the teams have changed sides.
You know, defensively, Montgomery, even even the last game was like a blowout, 33 points, but they're a top 20 team in the so defensively they've been doing a good job, and they were down. They didn't have one of their better defenders. So they have a strong defense. We just need to get it rolling on offense.
This is actually the first measurement of the season that we've had, right? I don't recall them bringing the chains out at all in the first 2 games. I do think they're going to be short here. Do you go if you're short?
Yeah, 100%.
Right? I feel like I would even almost just put Benitez under center. I don't even know if that's a thing they practice.
Yeah, fall forward.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because 78's there's nose tackle, so he's right ahead.
Brandon
of you.
Fury's the center. I'm not not against that.
No, definitely not.
And they would go quickly to the line and looking for the nose of the football to get there, and I think they lost yardage,
Yeah,
and I think
100%.
that's going to be a turnover on downs. Man, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, we said it. Obviously, Cardi thought they had a good shot at it too. That's the risk that you take, though. Now they're in decent field position. Hopefully, the defense can get another couple big plays, put them in a position where they aren't able to get another first down.
Well, this is like I just was reminded of like watching the Steelers, right? Yeah. Everybody was like so up on, well, the running game is going to get fixed because now they got Najee Harris. I'm like, well, not if nobody can block for Najee Harris. It doesn't really matter. You could put Walter Payton back there, and it wouldn't really matter. Here's all Uremi as he looks to throw, and he's flushed, and now there's going to be a hold, even though he gets out of it. This is just where you don't do anything stupid if you're the Cougs, and it doesn't look like they did.
There looks like another flag.
At the end of the play there?
Second flag at the end.
Was that a second hold?
Blocking the back.
Blocking the back, something?
Yeah. Let's just give them all.
Yeah, that definitely was as he threw the flag backwards. So I still think the first one occurred further back, or farther back, I'm sorry. I hate when people screw that one up. So it's probably going to be 10 yards from the plus 47.
And in a play like this, you can really appreciate the camera work that we had last week.
Yes.
Because like there was a good 10 seconds where I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? I was like, there's people back there.
There you go. It is a hold on Colonia. So they'll mark that thing off from the spot of that foul.
So that's huge.
Yeah, oh, big time. So that'll go to probably about the 43-yard line of Colonia.
Now they just got to play good D.
Yeah.
You know, look at the ball back there. That was a big break, you know.
1st and 26 after this.
Sometimes to win games, you know, I mean, and you know this as well as anybody, so being good sometimes isn't good enough. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to get a little lucky too.
No doubt. This is what, you know, right here, this is a big play in this set of downs because you just can't give up a big play here. Here's Remy off the left side, and he tries to look for the edge and gets it, and he got a lot of that back, boy. 2nd down and 12 now, and a gain of 13 on the play for Josh Oyeremi, the 6'2", 180-pound senior quarterback.
He's too comfortable.
I mean, they're quick kids. They're getting around the corner pretty well. That's where they're having all their successes, when they're able to break around the outside.
They marked him down, obviously, at the 45-yard line, and now he looks for a room off the right side and has it. He's got the 1st down, dragging Montgomery players inside the 25-yard line down to the 20. So forget about 1st and forever. It's now 1st and 10 at the Montgomery 20 as Oyeremi is kind of maybe I was going to say something I shouldn't have said, so I'll I won't. I'm glad I thought better of that. And he's focused in, put it that way.
I mean, that's one way to really pad your stats, too. If you happen to be backed up, it's just more yards to gain.
Yeah.
And here's Oyeremi again. Pass caught, complete, inside the 5. Touchdown for Colonia. Jake Cienson, the senior wide receiver, on a simple in-breaking route, and they caught Montgomery napping on that one.
Yeah, ran that little quick slant, and then just a three-step drop, delivered the pass perfectly, and he was wide open.
Okay, then. Maybe they have figured out the things, and let's see what the Foz. What do you have to say about all this? Anything, Fozzie Cam, for making its debut for the first time tonight, buddy? Well, we try to get things rolling on the backside here, re-get Colonia's stream.
I agree, Fozzie.
Right.
Do you see the way he's using his hand? He's pinning the toy.
Yeah,
that's
big time.
Advanced stuff right there.
Let's see, Timmy. Why don't you go over there and hit the oh wait, we're loading. Go back and make that thing full screen if you can. Just hang and be ready for some reconnection from Colonia, and we'll wait and see. The Foz is very confused right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't really know what in the world is going on. And you know what? Neither do we, mostly because we're waiting for Colonia to reconnect. And hopefully, I feel like they probably saw what we saw with the coloration of, you know, what the camera was doing. And they probably just wanted to reboot the system and, you know, get things back together.
Adjust the autofocus, the hue, maybe.
Both would be lovely.
The saturation.
Yeah, hit the refresh button, see what happens there. Let's see. We got monitors coming out our rear ends here at Glock down. We'll see if that... got to hit the play button first there, Timmy. There you go. And we'll see. We are back live. And you know what? And I apologize, too. We might have to mute that thing. Can you take that off full screen and mute their volume and then come back to us? What you've been experiencing is a wonderful view of my dog just having at it with some chew toys while we get the Colonia broadcast back. And I think this is the first time Tim has worked a computer.
He's
doing
doing
back.
Good. It's in the computer.
There you go. We're back now, as doesn't look like anything from a coloration standpoint was corrected by the folks over at Colonia. So, nor do we know whether they made the extra point or not. Oh, I can unmute you now. Yes, I can. There you go.
Also false. It's not the first time I worked a computer.
Okay. Second time?
Third.
Third.
At least. virtual teaching.
Seriously. Things go a little slower down at lower middle school. I get it. I know.
I don't know. It's like you got a weird computer over there. Why does it
Yeah, you know,
look like
those MacBooks, man, that's tough.
No. Explain what's weird. I want to know. What's weird?
Why does it look like
you got all
have-
those keys and a space bar on them?
They look like they're wooden keys. It's like ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
They can't see it, but if they did, they would think it's weird.
It's no weirder than us just showing my dog on screen for like 15 seconds. Good thing we were prepared with that today.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good call.
Who even knew?
That was huge. Do we know if they
I have no idea.
converted?
No idea on the extra point. Benitez, though, bouncing it off the right side. He's going for room up the right-hand sideline, and no clue where he ended
He
up.
might be in the end zone.
Could be.
look at the
Fingers
sideline.
crossed.
Doesn't look like it, though.
No sideline celebration. No
Chase that.
sideline.
Chased out of bounds at the 37. So a nice gain for Benitez.
It's a big one.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So it's 6 or 7 or 8 to nothing right now.
Yes, any of those things is
could
possible.
be 6, could be 7, could be 8.
The guessing game is one of my favorite things. Oy, oy, oy. Who do we even know to call over there? Is anybody who's chaperoning this game?
I mean, I could text. Oh no, I was gonna say either Dana, but she's not at the game.
Here's a jet sweep to the left for Jenkins, and
That's it.
Mark Jenkins has some room.
They should be doing it more.
I'm
I've
with
been
you.
Saying it.
How many yards was that, Tim? How many yards
6.
was that?
At
Yeah,
it was at
6.
least 6.
At least 6.
I've
Keep doing it.
been saying it all day that we need to do more jet sweep.
I know.
Yeah. We come around, I think, to you persuading
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
I'm on your team
You know,
now.
guys, you just doubted me and doubted me.
Oh. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Cougs. Into Colonia territory. They've been, there pretty consistently all night, but this is really about as close as they've been. Here comes a blitz.
Oh,
Benitez gets away from it, and he is going to be down very close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
They've really cleaned up the penalties and
They mark him down. Sorry, go ahead.
and the fumbles. I mean, I think that's the key of why their drives are actually, moving, because they were turning the
More
ball over
sustained
last week.
drives. You know, I'm watching their cornerbacks are playing up and press, so I'm wondering if a fade route, wouldn't be unheard of right here.
Hopefully we'd be able to see it if it happens.
No, we definitely wouldn't, but maybe after the fact.
3rd down and 3.
See, look in the bottom right. They're just playing man coverage.
Benitez rolling, looking. He's got the first down, and then he's out of bounds. So a great job by the senior captain to pick up the necessary yardage to keep this drive alive. The analysis that you both provide is utterly fantastic.
I'm just trying to look to see what's going on here. It's hard to do.
No, there's no doubt.
I just, I want to see him pass it, and I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to. They're playing obviously some coverage, almost like daring him to.
Right.
So, as you can see, he's pressed up. It's basically man coverage right here. A quick slant like they scored on would be
Ideal, you would think.
ideal, because if you look at the guy, their linebacker's just coming straight up.
Yeah. Good play, though, on the interior that time by Colonia, and it'll be a loss of about 3 for Montgomery.
And it's important to do stuff like that. I mean, just even if it's not successful, as long as it's not a negative, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it teaches, it opens it up. If that guy, they complete it, then that guy's going to cheat backwards on the next one. And then it gives you more space to get around the corner.
So Benitez will certainly need to get a decent chunk here. And he will throw this time out to the right, and that is incomplete. And through the hands of a Montgomery receiver.
Yeah, and it's funny because then they changed on that play. They didn't play the same defense.
They changed it up.
Yeah, they changed it up, so they weren't pressing. It looked like they were cover 3 or.
I mean, at least the looks are varied. It's good. They're trying different things, and something's bound to catch on. But
I mean, this is 3rd down now. And
This is
long.
3rd down. 3rd down and about 13. You could see Montgomery going for it if they got some decent yardage here as Benitez throws, and that was dangerous, nearly intercepted. Though I feel like, to your point, that that play was there.
yeah, that's the look. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the attempt. Honestly, though, I probably on that one would have went back to what they were doing, trying to get 5 or 6 yards so that you have a manageable 4th down.
Right.
Because now 12 yards, they're going to have to break one. That's
A season ago, I feel like in a lot of these 3rd and 13s, they got 11, in a situation like that where, they hit on a play like that, and it just hasn't worked out that way through, 2.5 games so far. And here comes a screen pass set up to the left, and this has some legs. Can they get the first? They can inside the 15, down near the 10-yard line. What a fantastic play call from Sean Carty, and a great job of execution by the Cougar offense, and it is 1st down and 10.
I mean, that was just a great job by the offense, and the defense over pursued. And it's just so funny because coaching defense, when you get a 3rd and long, or in this case a 4th and long, one of the things is say watch screen, watch draw.
Yeah.
Because those are the two. Because that's on a play like that, defenses are prone to over pursuing because they want to make the big play, and then you get that quick little screen pass and get a big gain like we just did.
Montgomery threatening. First points of the season on the line here as Benitez will tuck it. He's running back to his left. He's looking for daylight. He sticks out of a tackle. He's into the end zone. The first score of the season for Montgomery. No surprise on the feet of Alex Benitez.
Nice work.
He still had to work tremendously hard, but he found some way to get it in.
That was like we were talking about earlier. A lot of those big plays happen when you roll to the right, and then everyone pursues that way, and then you bring it back left. And because he's so athletic, he's able to do that.
A fantastic individual effort by Benitez, and he has tied J.T. Tartikoff for the all-time scoring lead in Montgomery history, and he can go ahead if this extra point is good.
I mean, it's almost unfair that he's the kicker, too.
Almost. Snaps good. Holds good. Kick is blocked. Oh, my goodness gracious. So for now, Tartikoff and Benitez remain tied, 182 points apiece. And my gosh, that's
fantastic. So the game
is a tough one.
So we're either tied, losing by 1, or losing by 2.
Yes, that's totally correct. I'm efforting this as we speak, although I don't really know how I'm going to make it happen. We're just going to try for you.
I mean, that's got to be a huge sigh of relief right now, too. Just to get that touchdown, to get the points, you actually had a drive that, you put some things together.
And you know what? They did it. They didn't just do it on the back of Alex running. I know Alex ran, but there were a couple good plays. You had your jet sweep that got a good round. I think Eubanks had one good run in there, and a nice completion. So.
I mean, but also you got to give some credit to the line because they have been finding a way to give Benitez more time. Even if there's been a blitz, they've been able to at least chip things, so it's not straight shots right at him.
And we talked about number 78 at the beginning of the game, but I feel like even though we can't see numbers right now, we haven't really mentioned him. Knock on wood. So that means Fury's doing a pretty nice job at mitigating his impact on the game.
Yeah.
Wonder if we'll see one of those little squibs again.
Most normally called an onside kick.
Well, I mean, it
no.
wasn't
It's the new thing is it's a little squib.
That's it. And nothing little or squib about that as Benitez booms another one into the end zone.
Big squib.
That's not really a squib. It's not fitting the
See
criteria.
Little squib or big squib, and that's big squib?
That was big squib.
My goodness. So.
I'm trying to think who I know would be there.
I know. I'm attempting to figure this out for us, and it's not really working out right now, but we'll see what we can do for you. So Colonia will have another crack at offense, and they'll begin at their own 20-yard line.
I wonder what trainer's there. I could probably, if it's Rob, I could text Rob.
See if you can make yourself useful for once in this broadcast, Bartholomew, and find out what the score of the game is for the announcers.
All right. I feel like if I'm quiet too long, you're going to yell at me again.
No, I have poker this time.
All
It's
right.
fine. I have the quietest guy in the history of humans to my left to fill in the space.
Who's that? Who's that
Right.
guy?
I half expected you to be like off playing with the dog by now.
Well, I've been fighting the urge. I'm gonna be honest. The Fozzie Cam was a good break, but if he comes back over, we'll play some tug.
Profet was the ball carrier on first down. And it was a good play by the Cougar defense. Here's another blitz as they throw out to the left. Oh, is nearly knocked down or intercepted, but instead completed, and a nice gain of about 11 out to the 30-yard line. So that will move the sticks.
I still like that blitz, though. I mean, they're willing to at least rush the quarterback because he's been too comfortable, and they still, they contain the screen pretty well.
That looked like Jaden Jones again. But we have a penalty, it looks like.
There we go. Move him back.
If I was very aggressively eating
Well,
dinner over there, we can hear it as we can hear it in our headphones. I'm like, wow, man,
He's probably getting pumped. He's like,
getting after dinner.
the Cougars scored, man. I'm going to go beat up this bowl of chow.
That's crazy. So it was a hold right near the line of scrimmage is what put Colonia behind the sticks. That's man, you talk about a change in field position there. That's a 20-yard net difference. That's tough. So Colonia backed up. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
Is the ball set? I'm trying to figure out what.
They're taking a very, very long time to get this thing moving. The ball is set now, and Colonia will look to run it off the left side, and another nice play in the backfield. As it looked like Oyeremi was dropped.
Still be going.
Yeah, right near the line of scrimmage. The forward progress is marked by the line judge there, right at the line of scrimmage. So,
yeah. Do you you have Twitter? Maybe they're updating it on Twitter.
I'm sure somebody is. We'll see if we can find it at the half. I don't want to search here while we're mid-game and miss all the fantastic stuff that we can't already see anyhow.
Yeah, no.
So this should be third down and about 20. Oyeremi from his own end zone, rolling out to his right as he escapes. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he is going to be driven backwards, and now actually sneaks away from even that and is back out to the original line of scrimmage. And a flag at the end of the play. This might extend the drive. Let's see.
Face mask, possibly?
I was going to say unnecessary roughness.
But they're allowed to suplex, I thought.
Yeah, clearly. Let's see if we can tell what the officials come up with. Yep, personal foul. So you talk about costly penalties. You're always talking about playing to the whistle, and, that was probably a little bit through the whistle. You see Zoran Milic is not happy. He wanted an explanation. And doesn't really matter what explanation he's going to get. He's not going to like it. I can tell you that.
I mean, that's tough. The defense was playing so well and had him backed up, and then, one play can kind of deflate that.
All right, guys. So it's 6-6.
All right, tie game.
4 to go in the first half.
And this is a battle of attrition here as another flag comes out for what looks to be a false start. What was the time left in the half? Is that?
He said 4 to go first half.
Okay, 4 minutes. See, right on, just like we thought. 4 minutes left, tied at 6. Told you the whole time.
If I was going to guess a time, I was going to say 4 minutes. So.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretty amazing.
This is an absolute tire fire.
Uh-oh.
Oyeremi is scrambling out to his left. He's looking. He actually dumps it off and has a completion. Boy, you talk about making something out of nothing.
There's
Jaden Jones.
Another flag down in the backfield, defensive backfield.
Let's see what that's all about. That looks like to be down in the territory where like something testy happened.
Yeah, some personal foul or
hand fighting kind of going awry.
I mean, I don't imagine it would be. It could be blocking the back though.
Yeah. When was that thing thrown? Let's see. And you know what? They're looking over at Zoran, so it's got to be against Colonia because they need to ask Zoran what he wants to do.
Send him back.
Yeah, got to back him up, right?
That was a really great
Actually,
play.
no. Actually, now that I'm seeing that, look where that flag is. I don't think you take this penalty. I think you decline this because if you take the penalty, it's going to be 10 from the spot of the flag, which is sitting on the 47 on the plus side.
Well, you don't know what the flag is.
But unless it's a dead ball foul after the play is over, they would get a replay of the down.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, because the flag gets picked up anyhow, so
Yeah.
I don't know what the big conference was all about if you're just going to pick the thing up.
Well, yeah. I mean, Zoran probably declined it, so you're probably.
Well, no,
right.
the ref picked the flag up and waved it in the air as if they picked it up.
I was like, just kidding.
Now, it looks like Colonia is upset with the spot of the football. And now maybe just said, oh, whoops, my bad. But
Who knows?
who knows? It's kind of how things go. Olyuremi's off the right side. He's got a first down. And he falls forward to about midfield.
Little read option right there.
Yep.
Pursuit's good, but he makes that first person miss and then, is able to get 4 or 5 yards every time.
When we're in the middle of the field on the 50-yard line where the big C is, like sometimes I don't even know that we have players.
Here's Profet up the middle, and he runs over a man, has another first down. Most explosive run of the night for Josh Profet, and they're down to the 36-yard line. Time becoming a factor for the Patriots. God, that gave me flashbacks. PTSD. Doesn't matter. The time's a factor for the Patriots because they always end up winning.
Oh.
You know?
I was trying
You were trying to place
register.
that.
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah. I know. 28-3, folks.
He's
Did you see, as we get a timeout from Colonia, did you see Brady trolling Atlanta in the pregame Zoom, or not pregame, the midweek Zoom with the Atlanta reporters?
I did not.
He had, he was sitting, I don't know if it was in one of the meeting rooms or at his house, and there was, he was kind of near a computer screen, but, the computer screen was in the background, and he had, a 28 and a 3 up on the screen, in the background of the thing. I'm like, come on, man. You won, 86 Super Bowls. You don't need to keep rubbing that one in.
I know, but did he come back from 28 to 3 in all of them? Just the one.
I get it. I get it.
Just the one.
You're the best. We
Yeah.
know. We know. We know. Okay, I get it.
I would have in the last 10 years. I would love to have said that the Washington
Oh,
football.
almost did it.
I said
Almost
Washington
did it.
football team lost.
Which
lost
one?
the Super Bowl.
Which one, though? Just the Washington one?
The Washington football team.
Here is Profet up the middle as he bounces off the right side, and he's got another really nice gain. And back-to-back gains of 15 yards apiece for Josh Profet. And Colonia is looking to capitalize just before the half.
Yeah, they're doing a great job driving, and we haven't really had much of a stop this series.
We've been making it difficult for ourselves, though.
Yeah.
Pistol formation, Olyuremi and Profet again on the carry, and he's got 6 this time.
They've been doing, in previous series, they've been doing a lot of bouncing to the outside, and now this series they're just going up the gut, and really just getting great gains out of every play.
You can see the explosiveness of both Olyuremi and Profet. Probably in a way, as here comes the blitz again, and they're going to say offsides, as Montgomery had timed that blitz very well the first couple of times, and shooting the A-gap a couple of steps too early that time.
I mean, they got in untouched.
yeah. Oh, my goodness. You're nothing if not observant, Bartholomew.
Yeah,
I'll
buddy,
give you that
man.
one.
I'm here for the big, in-depth analysis.
So that results in a first down. First down and goal for Colonia. Looking to score before the half. Oyeremi throws complete out to the left side, searching for the goal line, and it looks like they are going to mark him just short. Jaden Jones.
That was a dangerous throw.
I thought that there could have been a pick six there,
Yeah.
actually, if that got jumped.
Looked like he was right in the lane.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why he got the gain that he did, because he jumped it and wasn't able to be in a position to make the tackle instead. I mean, that's the chance you take.
Here's a handoff. Profet, and he will walk into the end zone, and Colonia snatched the lead back, and there's a late flag there. And this could be a huge penalty. If this is a personal foul, if you have to back them up 15 yards, if it's on Colonia, that makes an extra point really, really hard at the high school level.
Well, we don't even know what they did the first time.
Nope,
If they
not
have a
even a little.
kicker. But I imagine they do have a decent kicker, because they did a good kickoff, right, to start.
It's their best wide receiver,
Yeah.
Patrick Miller. So no idea how that first extra point got missed. And
It's probably a great play by our defense.
the officials are not marking that ball off anywhere. So the official did the one thing he wasn't allowed to do, and that was stand right in front of a bunch of other players in white jerseys so that they all blended together. So we don't even know what that call was. Good snap, good hold, and good kick. So 13-6, Colonia leads it.
Write that down so we don't forget.
Yep.
With probably probably a minute or so.
You're
left
the
in
one with the
game.
contact game.
We want me to
How much time's
yeah,
left?
we could, hey, Rob, could you stop treating that kid and just give me like an up-to-date,
Seriously.
I mean, I think they have 2 timeouts.
Now, there's a revolutionary idea that could occur here.
What's that?
Could possibly ask Rob if there's anyone else there who's not as engaged as he is, so we could text them
So
instead.
they could text while
Right,
he did
right.
his job.
Yup.
Oh,
See?
all right.
I think you
Wildly thinking outside the box over here.
I think you overestimate the people that I'm friendly with.
Listen, you can just find out who they are, and then we'll
Yeah.
text them. That's fine. We just need to know who they are. We know you don't have any friends,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we
I
have
just-
a couple.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness!
His social circle is capped. No new friends ever.
No.
This is it.
I would like to.
The MIRE was big for me. The MIRE was big for me.
This game.
More than doubled my friendships.
Well, wait, your wife doesn't count.
Yeah,
So
all
anything
right.
times 0 is still 0.
Yeah, well then
So this really is between the horrendous camera and no clock and all this other stuff. This is really trying to cram 36 clowns into a car at the circus.
I don't even know what just happened. They kicked the ball.
There was
apparently.
allegedly a kickoff that we
Yeah.
returned to the 30-yard line, I think. I would love to tell you who it was, but we can't see the shirts.
Somebody did something.
So that's great. Oh my gosh, making the best of it right along with you folks in the MIRE. Keith Glock, Matt Pokes, and Bartholomew. As
We still have people tuned into this thing.
we might. I mean, if you are, God bless you.
You guys are
Let's see.
true fans.
All 21 of you still watching this disaster.
The good news is we have 2 more away games, so the chances of this are very slim happening again.
Oh
so.
my gosh.
Well, I mean, thanks for putting that out in the atmosphere, folks. This is going to be good compared to what happens next week, I'm guessing.
If there's video, I don't care how bad we
gonna
are.
be-
It will be better.
It'll be poor video and poor
We're gonna
announcing.
put a headset on Fozzie.
Fozzie.
And he's gonna be doing the game. It'll still be better.
So I'll be completely transparent with what everybody's talking about. I'll tell it in a minute as soon as we get to the half. As Montgomery has the ball out at the 45-yard line after a personal foul, I believe, put the ball in that position. And Benitez will pull it down and run, and he just runs himself out of bounds.
The first time he had legitimate time.
Yeah, that was, I mean, we think it was legitimate time.
I'm not actually
Right?
sure. I don't know if he was scrambling.
Yeah, I don't.
Must be, because it was a loss of about 3 or 4 on the play. They're going to spot it at the 42, it looks like. Now 41. So officially a loss of 4 on the play.
I mean, there could potentially be some decent time left because all the teams have their timeouts, right? I mean, I don't remember it appearing to be any team taking one.
2nd down and 14 for the Cougs. Alex Benitez, who has tied Montgomery's all-time scoring record, throws a nice ball out to the right, and that is complete for a first down inside the 45-yard line.
It's fantastic. Stop the clock, get things moving, set up again.
I mean, and that's great. I mean, they've probably almost surpassed the amount of passing yards they've had this entire season in this game.
Yeah, that's certainly the longest completion of the year for Benitez. Couldn't have come at a better time. 1st down and 10. Cougs once again in Patriots territory. And Benitez looking to throw again, stepping up, launching up the field, up the seam. There's a man there, and is that caught? It is! For a touchdown up the seam. Benitez, shades of a year ago, as he puts some air under it, and Montgomery capitalizes. They pull within a point.
Oh, man, I really would have loved to see that. That was fantastic.
Benitez is still a point away from breaking the school's all-time scoring record, and he can do that and tie this game here by nailing this extra point. It's a good snap and a good hold. The kick on the way, and it is good. We are tied at 13, and Alex Benitez has become Montgomery High School's all-time leading scorer, 183 points, passing J.T. Tartikoff, one of the Cougar all-time greats. How about that?
I mean, I'm glad to see that he was able to get it, and I love that the passing play was such a big touchdown for them, too. I mean, he was part of it, even if it wasn't him scoring the touchdown. He was huge for them.
I mean, it was a great pass. Actually, both receivers in the patterns were open. So, I mean, he made a great decision, but he could have really picked from either one of them and made that pass.
What a fantastic play before the half. And it came, on those back-to-back plays with Benitez's arm, which hasn't been the case at all so far this season. So, that's fantastic. I mean, just on so many levels for that to have happened there. I think if you're Montgomery, you are absolutely loving life right now. You get yourself to the half with that kind of momentum, and you're coming out, and you're going to get the ball in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. Now you just got to make sure that nothing happens here. You got to play some good defense, get a nice stop, or be able to prolong it to the half.
This also means I got to do some work at the half too. Got to go design some stuff. Benitez's kick fielded at the 10-yard line, and a nice return. And there was a huge hit back downfield behind the play at the 40-yard line, as you can see. There's a flag right there, as tempers are clearly getting hot both directions. And the officials doing everything they can to try to get this one under control.
I mean, you got to like the fight, though. I mean, they know that they're in this game, and, everybody on the sideline is jumping around. This is the most life you've seen.
That's when you start to get chippy, man. You're in it. You're like, they haven't felt this way for, I guess maybe Linden, they probably did, but when nobody's scoring either team, then it's not quite as exciting as now there is. You're getting excited. You're like, we can do this.
Yeah.
Get a little chippy. Looks like it's against us though. Looks like he's gonna walk.
Yeah.
on.
I mean, this is another one where I wish we had the replay because, it's just tough. I'm getting better highlight videos from the St. Peter's Prep football game right now than we are from.
I mean that video is crisp.
Right? Well, I mean,
Glock.
a Polaroid would be crisp right now
Yeah.
compared to the life we're living.
Oh.
Here is a pass out to the left, caught and complete.
Great tackle.
Awesome tackle at the 46-yard line after a reception from Jake Ciensen.
Yeah, he put the zip ties on the ankles. Great tackle.
I mean, that you can just hold on for dear life. That was amazing. I'm trying to think if that's a right corner. I don't know who's right or left.
Love to be able to tell you.
Yeah.
Can't do.
Yeah.
Here's all Uremi as he rolls to his right, looking to throw. And now he zips one and incomplete up the field.
Yeah, I mean, that was another product of defense chasing him out of the pocket and not being able to make that throw because the wide receiver was open.
Props to the Colonia cheerleading team. I was sitting down here. I was the official on the near side. I just was watching for some reason because he was walking in a weird direction, and I wanted to see what he was doing. And one of the cheerleaders just came like flying into the bottom right of the screen. So I'm like, ooh, they must have thrown her pretty high in the air.
Who do we think caught that touchdown? We think it was Jenkins.
I do. That's where my money is.
I've got a text out.
There you go. All Uremi.
All right, let go of him.
Yeah, don't bring him to the ground there. That would be bad news. Seemingly the longest 4 minutes in the history of football being played in Colonia right now.
You know, let me double check. He might have meant 40.
Yeah,
40
seriously.
minutes left in the.
40 minutes left in the game. Second down check that, third down for Oluremi in about 3 yards. Just inside Cougar territory at the 47, and now we're going to get a stoppage.
What do you do to fix this camera thing if you're Colonia? You know what I mean?
Well, this is the problem with this is that the camera's automated. So it's not like there's somebody that can go change the camera settings. You know, that's what, I mean, if it was us, that's what you do. You go and you turn the camera off, you turn it back on, and you make sure the thing is set to auto brightness, auto resolution, and auto focus, which currently right now it's not. I can tell you that for right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what, I mean, I think it's kind of silly that I feel like I have to say this, but you got to keep them from scoring here before the half.
See, now you're on my level.
That's a hot take.
You're
right
on my
there.
level.
Hot take by Glock.
I'm all about the hot takes. When you're on defense, don't let them score. Offense, score a couple times. Sounds like a win.
I mean, we got Madden announcing dialed in. You know, what you want to do here? You want to get around the outside.
This reminds me now as Colonia takes the timeout again. Game one, and then how many timeouts we have? 3. Can we take them all now? Just, yeah.
I feel like that's what's happening now.
Yeah,
everyone's taking.
Yeah, Colonia took a timeout there.
This has to be up there for longest half in a while, though. I mean, this is
Longest piece of a half.
Yeah.
How about that, even?
Yeah. What time is it? It's already 8:08. I mean, sometimes we're finishing.
We
the
are
game
going to
at
go
like
past
9.
my bedtime right now, and everybody knows it. I'll begin to say what I was going to say before when I said save it for the half because I thought we were right up against the half. Next week you will have the MIRE live as you typically do, but I will be indisposed up in Bayonne with the fam. So you get Tim Bartholomew and Matt Pogue live from my establishment.
Oh, you just got rid of 21 viewers next week.
I doubt it. We're gonna
Way to go. Way you blew it.
we're gonna triple viewership next week.
Now I got to tell people to watch it just so it doesn't look like you're indispensable.
Oluremi gives to Profet, and he's got a first down inside the 45-yard line, and another flag.
It's raining flags.
Comes in, and that was so late. It's another, and if that's a personal foul, That's going to put them at the 25-yard line and within striking distance. Let's see. That almost looked like the illegal block signal. But it is against Montgomery. That's what made it so odd. Only a 5-yard penalty, though, so I'm not quite certain what that was.
Defensive holding.
But that would have been a 10-yard penalty, so that doesn't make any sense. Olyuremi on first down. He's going to throw. Stepping up, airing it out for the end zone, and incomplete. And again, he's looking for Jake Siensen, who caught the first touchdown of the ball game. And just a little bit too far out in front of him.
I mean, he's got a decent arm, though, man. He just threw 30, 35, 40 yards easy.
Siensen just 2 catches for 20 yards coming into this ball game, and he has eclipsed that already here tonight. Olyuremi again will throw it out to the right, and that is complete. And tackled down after a gain of about 7 yards.
We got to assume that there's limited time on the clock by the amount of passing that they're doing.
Jaden Jones was on the receiving end of that pass.
This is fun, man. It's like announcing like with no information. We're like,
well, yeah, no doubt. And it's not even like you can gather your own information out of this one. It's so we're flying a little bit blind. It is what it is.
Now, typically when we do this, does the score and clock usually go, and they're just
usually
not doing
does.
it this time?
Usually does. Don't know what's up with that either.
You need to call Colonia.
Pogue, we're gonna be able to cook up some artificial numbers to put over that score they have. Is that a thing we could do?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, we'll see if we can clean that up for you at least.
We just have to make sure it's right.
I feel like we know what the score is now, so as long as we don't miss anything going forward, if we do, we'll just throw question marks up there for you. Listen, we're not going to lie to you, all right? We're just going to tell you what we got. That's it.
Since when have we been concerned if it's right?
Listen, once we turn from radio to television, that's kind of when we're concerned about it a little bit. So,
I mean, we could get away with it now. You can't see anything.
That is also true. This is kind of like radio.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So clearly a penalty on Colonia as Olyuremi will roll to his left. He's being chased, and he is sacked back in his own end of the field. And that's a huge play from the Cougs.
Great job by Fury to get in there and get the sack.
That's a fair assumption.
Colonia calling what feels like their 6th timeout of the half. So it is going to be 3rd down and a mile.
Who else we got on the line? Let's just start throwing names out there.
Listen, whoever you wanted that to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jalen McDaniel on that one. That felt like a Jalen McDaniel sack to me.
You gotta play it by like the size and shape and like how tall the blob is.
Right.
the white glow. That white glow looks 5'9". Who do we got on who do we got on the roster that's 5'9", plays defensive line?
That's a big white streak. That one had to be Fury. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So 13 apiece.
With some time left on the clock.
Some kind of time left on the clock.
I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, it does feel really like.
I think they're actually running off the same clock we are. So nobody
everybody's just guessing.
Nobody knows. And
what do you think? One more play? They deserve one more?
All right, next score wins.
Next score wins. Bringing it back to the backyard football days.
I thought game was 15.
Yeah, you got to win by 2, though. You didn't call it.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Olyuremi sends Profet in motion, and he is flushed and escapes for the moment and dials up a long pass down the field, and Colonia is celebrating. I'd love to tell you that what in the world just happened. And with the way the officials are walking, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, the arms went down on the sideline. They were up, then they went down.
I mean, they're bringing the ball all the way back here.
Now, listen, whatever happened, Olyuremi put a ton of air under that one.
Yeah, that was 50.
I guess they were prematurely saying he's going to catch it for a touchdown. Because they definitely had their hands up like he scored. It was like, oh. So there's not someone on this camera like going back and forth?
Nope. This is an automated camera.
Motion sensors.
Motion sensors. They're clearly fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, well worth the money, whatever it costs.
I mean, they're capturing a bunch of ghosts on camera. That's pretty good. You don't usually do that.
That actually is true. What? Can we get in touch with ghost hunters on this one?
Paranormal activity.
Right. That's fine. I was watching something like that at the gym this morning. Zolyaremi again escapes some pressure, and he throws, and it is complete at about the 42-yard line. But a good job by Montgomery to keep him in bounds. And again, it was Cienson, and that is going to do it. It'll take us to the half. We have played 24 minutes in Colonia, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
What I do know is that we are tied at 13. We're going to come back and hopefully at least be able to put the score up on the screen for you if Pogue's any good at his job. I'm going to do a little something over on my other laptop, and we're going to come back. Might be just as crappy, but we're going to have some fun.
All right.
We're at the half. Montgomery and Colonia are tied 13 apiece. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to Colonia High School. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew, live from the Command Center in Lawrenceville as we broadcast remotely. We're tied at 13 at the half. A fantastic touchdown pitch and catch from Alex Benitez to Mark Jenkins to get Montgomery back level, and then the extra point on that play has given us some history in Montgomery football. Alex Benitez has surpassed J.T. Tartikoff, a 2010 graduate, ended up playing at Rutgers, and, just a fantastic accomplishment for Alex as that extra point went through, and I'm sure for him, guys, it's going to be tonight about not only breaking that record, but hopefully coming out of here with a W.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a good shot. After that first half, they played really well. Their confidence has been soaring, and I think if we learned anything, we can learn that they can hang with this team and just pass them,
Yeah, this is, certainly an exciting, the most exciting part of this season. You got to feel pretty good coming out of that locker room. If you're the Cougs, you're going to get the kick to start the third quarter, glowing jerseys and all. And I was really hoping they were going to try to reset that camera again at the half.
Yeah, but who's watching it? You know what I mean? Like, who's looking to see that it needs to
somebody
be?
should have been, to be brutally honest with you. Pogue, you did a great job with that little scoreboard there. Good job out of you.
Oh, yeah, nice. It's not on this one. I was looking on this one. I was like, no, he did a terrible job.
I was
exactly the
honestly
same.
waiting for Tim.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to go. You didn't even do it. I was waiting
yeah.
for it.
It looks the same to me.
You didn't do it, though. You didn't do it.
We have a for those of you who are like, what in the world are these clowns talking about? We have a dual monitor set up here. If you saw it at all in the pregame, one is kind of the output monitor so that Tim and I can watch, and one is the screen where Matt's actually putting things together that you see on the screen, and those two things are different. Tim was looking right and instead of looking left. So,
I mean, it does look all right from over here. You did an adequate job.
Pogue, I think you're doing fantastic. Okay.
No. I liked it the other way. Let's not get into
I feel like we're being too nice to Pogue.
It feels weird.
I don't like it because then once you start being nice to Pogue, you got to pick somebody else to be mean to, and I'm the only other one here.
I also want you to know that I just posted, a similar graphic on Instagram, and then I liked it from my other account. I was the first one to like my own picture.
Nice.
I'm that guy.
So you gave yourself a high five?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to
give myself a heart.
I'm gonna have to follow those on Instagram.
You should.
I should totally do that.
You should probably do that.
Yeah. I'm new to it. Remember I told you we got it last week.
Oh my goodness. So
I'm still figuring out the difference between a story and a post.
Oh my gosh. You should have just quit and while you were ahead and not said this so the kids didn't know that was the thing that you were thinking.
I don't know if the kids know this, but I'm old.
Listen, what does that make me?
I mean,
real old.
Also old.
Also old. It's okay. So Colonia will line up to kick it. Patrick Miller. He was the team's leading receiver coming into this game. Huddle Kim getting a little bit of a head start.
Yeah.
Though they followed this one, and it'll be fielded at about the 14-yard line. Straight up the gut, and breaking tackles out to the 40 is Jenkins, and the Cougs have good field position to start.
He's having a fantastic season on special teams. Every return has been a pretty solid return, gets them in decent field position. I mean, obviously the return team is setting up the alleys for him to run through, but really great job reading those blocks and being able to get towards midfield each time.
Yeah, coming out of the locker room with a score here would be humongous.
I think that's what they're going to try to do.
You think so? I don't know about this play. Maybe the next play.
I think we're going to try to score on offense, guys.
I think Benitez is going to run it here. I'm going out on a limb.
First down either way, and it is going to be a run as Benitez bounces it to the outside. Good backside pursuit from Colonia. How about a little late hit out of bounds there?
He was falling out already. Didn't really see the need.
That was
The refs disagree.
whatever it was.
The refs
So,
disagree with you.
That's one of those, I just ran 35 yards to go 3, but such is the life of a football player, and especially Alex Benitez.
Yeah, he knows that all too well.
I think he's wearing Under Armour because I can see some black in his white blur. Just saying.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at
So-
that line right now.
It's so bad.
It's so
It's so bad. Oh, my gosh. I'll ask you this question in a second, Pope.
Oh.
Benitez sidesteps a sack and can't sidestep a second. And it looks like I was going to say that Jermaine Ellis was injured, but he yanked himself up off the Boise State-esque blue turf after Benitez was dropped for a loss of about 3. What's worse video quality? This or opening night of hoops
don't
against
say
Peaburg?
Phillipsburg.
Opening night of hoops against Peaburg. It's close.
No. Because the game was filmed great. You just couldn't see it. But we were cutting. We had different camera angles. It looked great. It was blurry. We're missing the game sometimes.
So this is worse.
This is worse.
Okay.
And I'm not going to admit that we were worse. It's just I don't want to do that.
Benitez's pass incomplete, just a little too short on that out route.
Well, as soon as they get closer than 2 feet from each other, 3 feet from each other, they just appear to be one. Like we're never going to be able to tell if there's too many men on the field.
They're a very close team, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about unity here. I love
That's
it.
it.
Family.
They're bonding. So a missed opportunity for Montgomery on the opening series as the Cougs will punt it.
Looks like they're gonna
Yeah, it looks like some pressure. Now they back away from it. Benitez puts a foot on it, and this is a good one, and it bounces inside the 25. So Benitez able to change the field position up there quite nicely.
Yeah, great coverage by the punt team to get down there and not allow the receiver to pick it up and run.
Cougs obviously as close as they've been in any second half all season, all 2.59 games of it. It's a precise amount, by the way, I want you to know.
I know. Well, when did they kick the field goal in the Linden game?
Is that first half?
I believe it was first half, yeah.
So then you would be correct.
I
This is
would.
the
Well, I was more
closest.
saying that because I knew exactly how much time was left in the third
Yeah.
quarter, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
why I was going with that.
Corrections are actually a secret talent of his.
Right. I just sound real confident when I say them all the time.
That's the key to him.
It's key to pretty much anything if you haven't realized after watching television or politics in the last couple of years.
Sound like you know what you're talking
Right.
about.
Doesn't really matter. Meritocracy aside. Call complete for Colonia out to the right. And looks like very close to a first down. And they're going to say it's just short.
No, they're
So-
not. Lies.
No, they're not. I did lie. Look at that. It was just the slowest moving chain crew in the history of high school
Yeah.
football.
The ball marker was already there before they even decided to move the chain.
Who knew? And here's another little screen pass out to the left. And great backside pursuit by Montgomery and limits that to about a 4-yard gain.
The cornerback's doing a great job making them turn it up inside. So, keep doing those, keeping them inside.
I mean, they learned from the first half. The quarterback's not as comfortable anymore. They know when the screen's coming. They're at least making the read. Even if, a tackle's broken, they're already there.
Short of the end of the half when they were starting to throw a little bit deeper, all of the quarterback's passes have been real quick hitters.
Here's an inside handoff, and Profet is dropped right where he got started. No gain. Big Brandon Fury. That one I could tell the the white ghost inside is definitely our man. Can't wait to get him back for our basketball broadcasts in the winter time.
Oh, that is going to be great. I was thinking of that game that it was just me and him, and he was fantastic.
There's another run by the team's leading rusher coming into this game, the quarterback, Josh Oyeremi, and he's again stopped on third down. So the Cougar defense stiffens and is able to get off the field.
Great job. In the beginning of this drive, it looked like they were going to get some good momentum and start moving the ball, but just to be able to buckle down and prevent them from getting any more yards was a great accomplishment.
I mean, you've had so much confidence when they've been on defense that you didn't feel that way the first 2 games of the season. But right now, you feel like they're going to get the stop.
Kid's got a boot.
Another great kick, and it looked like Montgomery wanted to field it, but it just took that last little low bounce, and I think that was a good decision there. But a great punt from Patrick Miller. So
it's a great decision. I wouldn't have made that decision. I would have just picked up and let's go. Let's do this.
Way to be well thought out, Tim.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, the coach would have hated me. Zorn's happy. Zorn's happy that they made that decision. But
never would have played again, but I
yeah.
would have done it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like my moment to shine. I couldn't do it. I've seen it done in Madden so many times.
Nothing ever goes wrong in Madden.
Nah.
Oh, my gosh.
4th and 40, I can get it.
And too often you do. That's the problem. That's why you keep going. So the Montgomery Blurs have it back on offense, their own 20-yard line, and it is no surprise Benitez looking for room off the left side, and he falls forward for about a yard.
Doing a great job holding on to the ball tonight. I know last week we had a couple fumbles, but really probably worked on that this week, making sure that he's securing the ball when he tucks it to run.
This game a little bit more like Rock'em Sock'em Robots than huge explosive plays and bend but don't break. Despite that, I think that Profet and Oyeremi for Colonia, feel like they have that burst in them.
Yeah, I mean, Colonia has definitely shown bits where they look like they could be a big hit team, but
yep, no doubt.
We're gonna watch it from
That's
the
a wide angle shot as Huddle Cam is very interested in something going on over here to the right. I don't really know.
Yep. No,
that's it.
That orange garbage can. That's
it.
Let's get
we're
back to the
back.
action.
We're back.
I love this camera, dude. This is the best. Oh man. It just automatically zoomed.
I don't even know what to say.
The whole field was in view. That was amazing.
I legit don't have anything to say. It's crazy. Third down.
That's it.
Benitez, he's got a completion and a first down out past the 30-yard line. They needed about 6. They got 6 and an inch. And a new set of downs for the Cougs.
I mean, all things said, but Benitez is having a great game in regards to obviously he's broken that record and this point scoring record, but surpassed his season for passing. He's got some really great runs in. So, I mean,
he surpassed the season passing totals almost with one play today.
Yeah, I mean, and that was another big play right there.
Yeah, oh, no doubt about it. 1st and 10, and here's an inside handoff, and not a ton doing there for the Cougs.
I mean, one of the reasons I came tonight to do the game is I was figured if I was going to do it next week, I could listen to how you're announcing it, but I don't know what I'm going to do next week if I can see numbers and do no
why in the world would you not want to just fly by the seat of your pants like we do every other time here?
I thought I was being responsible, or I don't know, responsible is probably not the right word.
Not for this group.
No, not a word we use.
Yeah.
Not for this group, let me tell you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be able to see stuff. Like I don't know, guys. There's too much information to give you right now.
Something happened. You saw it. Something happened.
We can barely do that today. Benitez rolling, looking for some more time.
Oh,
He's
going
going deep up the field again. He's got a man down there, and it is caught inside the 20-yard line again for the Cougars. And what another huge gainer.
Man,
They've
that was
unleashed
awesome.
him tonight.
I mean, you give him a little bit of time, and this is what happens.
And we talked about that a little bit last week. I wanted to see him have more time in the pocket throw. Now I know that he rolled out a little bit on that one, but he wasn't. It wasn't a full like bootleg pass. It was he rolled out a little bit, set his feet, and was able to launch it downfield and be successful.
So the second big pass play of the night. This one doesn't go for a touchdown, but instead sets Montgomery up in good position. Benitez is going to scramble out of the pocket, and now to his left, now to his right. Now he throws, and by the looks of it, it looks like it's intercepted based on the response from the Colonia sideline. So a turnover.
Maybe.
Yeah, looks
No,
like
looks
the
like it. The
officials marking it down at the 20. Pogue, what is it that you just did over there?
So
Yeah. Can we watch it like that instead?
I've been trying to figure out what does this remind me of, and then it took a while, but
What is that?
this is Madden 2009, the virtual trainer.
Oh, the virtual trainer.
This is what this looks like. They've been playing all night, and I'm like, what? This looks familiar.
No, I'd rather watch the virtual trainer.
It was pretty good.
If this had that graphics, we'd be set. I mean, I'd obviously rather watch this game, but
We could turn this game into virtual trainer mode.
yeah.
I mean, we'd have just as good idea on the virtual trainer mode of who the numbers are
Yeah.
as we
Yeah.
do here. Oh my gosh.
At least I can know how many players are on the field if
Right.
it was in virtual trainer.
Oh. Minimal gain on first down for Colonia. We remain tied in quarter number 3.
Maybe.
Not a lot of confidence in that.
Probably. Maybe. We'll see. We think. And here's all your Remy as he throws out to the right, and that's complete. And that's going to be just shy of a first down. Matt Davino, by the way, was the recipient on the back end of that big pass play from Alex Benitez.
How are you getting this information here?
Athletic Director Chris Grundy chiming in with a little bit of info there.
Killing it. He's killing athletic director.
He is.
He really is.
And I'm going to give you another, the next time we get a natural stoppage, remind me to tell you the very MIRE-esque moment that he and I had this week. And that was, it was terrible. It was actually terrible. It's one of those things that I look at and I'm just like, oh my God. In terms of like, actually, we do so few like real impactful things, you know what I mean? That like to goof up something that I knew when we played it back was going to be really good, and I screwed the whole thing up.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's terrible. That was a big stop on third down in any event,
Yeah.
and forced a Colonia punt.
I'm almost surprised they're punting right here. It looks like it's like a
No, you
yard.
can't. You can't go from there. You don't get it, and you just hand Montgomery field position. It's not like everybody's moving, unfettered up and down the field. Oh, pick that thing up. There you go. Get a couple of yards back. I love that play. Had just enough time to do it.
And it finished.
That's it.
Maybe. Camera doesn't want us to know.
Cougars at the 33. So, Matt and I had filmed a college application process video in the library this week, and we had the Montgomery background set up and all of our equipment and everything like that. So,
Our hidden videos, I get it.
yeah, we did a little the Muck and Mire podcast after school, and then the next morning, Grundy came in and sat with me, and we spent about 45, 50 minutes just chopping it up, talking about why he, took the AD job, and we got into some stuff that we don't typically have the time to get into. It was a little more of a long-form interview, and we talked about just leadership, the impending departure of our principal, Paul Papaduke.
Oh, yeah.
As Benitez will run with it on first down, and he's bottled up, but not before a gain of 4. There was some, we talked about his kids, we talked about family, we talked about, a whole lot of things that I think it felt, and I'm not comparing myself to Howard Stern because that he's the best media personality in the history of the world, but the way the conversation flowed, that was the tenor of the conversation, and
just one of those great days.
So how I goofed it up
You
was
forgot to hit record.
No, it was recording, but as we're gonna get a flag and I think an offsides penalty. I was recording to Pogue's external hard drive, and I didn't realize it was the external hard drive that it was because they both look exactly the same.
They're both Toshibas, yeah.
And the one that we were recording to has almost no memory left in it.
Oh, so much of the video did you get?
We were there for 45. I got 19.
Oh.
And the best parts were the last 20.
Well, at least that's what you're telling people.
I was like, oh, well, no, the ones we missed.
I know.
I'm like, geez, So he said to me, he's like, you want to do that again? I said, yeah, but we can't do it like today. Some time has to pass so that we don't, because if he tries to just
and wait, are
say
you
the
put
same
this
things.
On, obviously the Mire, but like on a Muck and Mire type thing?
Yeah. I was gonna put it out as like a special Muck and Mire.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, and I didn't even know we were talking about it before the principal's newsletter came out this week, where Mr. Papaduke announced that he was going to be moving on to the Montgomery State Interscholastic Athletic Association, which is what I'm now going to be calling it. We have two of the top 5 head honchos up there, Montgomery folks. So that's probably where we sit. Benitez flushed. And how did he get out of that one? And he actually is going to ball's out, fumble, and Colonia's got it. They're returning back up the left sideline. I'd love to tell you what's actually happening. And Colonia's celebrating like it might be something good, but I don't really know.
That's touchdown celebrations. That's a lot of excitement.
Certainly looks that way.
Looks like we're.
And
it's hard to say if the defense is coming out or the special teams.
I thought that was an 82 as well, but it's certainly not because there's not an 82 on their roster. So I'm just a whole host of information for you right there, folks. Bottom line, Benitez fumbled, and Colonia is set up in business. Listen, what did we say in the pregame? Sometimes you got to just... what you had said, it's hard to coach that out of that kid. You go down and you go like, oh, man, I wouldn't have wanted that, but I'd rather take a 1-yard loss than turn it over, and it's going to turn into a Colonia touchdown. First play of the drive, and it's a 14-yard score.
Huge momentum shift on just that one play.
Josh Profet has given Colonia the lead, 19-13. Just like that.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, they were having a good. I mean, the second half they were doing very well. It's just one of those things, a big mistake, and then they capitalized on it at the right time.
So we'll see if Miller can connect on the extra point. Snaps a little high, but they get it down, and Miller does a good job to put it through. So with that extra point, Colonia back on top, 22-13, and we'll take a break. Cougs need to score here as we get deep into the third quarter. You're caught in the mire. This is the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to Colonia. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, and Matt Pogue live from the Command Center in Lawrenceville as we manage our way through the blur and the sparkle of the Montgomery jerseys on the Colonia camera feed. The kick is taken and going in the wrong direction. So, man, you talk about momentum swings. This one, you know, you felt like you really could have got something moving to start the third quarter, and instead now you're down a score and backed all the way up.
Yeah, the whole left side of the kickoff team was able to get down virtually untouched, and it was going to be a tough task to be able to get any yards on that return.
You know what they should have done there?
That reverse.
Reverse.
They
Should have run reverse.
100%. I mean, you guys,
Annexation of Puerto Rico.
you guys were right about the jet sweeps. I don't know why you wouldn't be right about the reverses.
I'm making a phone call this week.
I can give you a couple reasons why.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's important for Montgomery now not to try to overreach. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just play your game. Do what you've been doing because that has been successful.
Benitez fakes the handoff and looks for some room off the left side, and only about 2 yards of room there.
I mean, the same thing happened today that was happening against Woodbridge. A great drive, unfortunate turnover somewhere near the red zone, and then, you know, the other team capitalizes.
Yeah, I mean, they've done. I mean, that was the first time in the game, so we were able to, you know, get 2 and some quarters into it. Without that, we just need now to make sure that we can bounce back from it.
So Benitez will bring his crew to the line for 2nd down and 8. And Alex will escape out to his left and puts his foot in the ground and takes a pretty big hit after a gain of 4.
Did he take a big hit, or did the kid he put his shoulder into take a big hit?
I feel like he got a little tripped up, and then there was put it this way, there was a big collision.
Yeah.
And I believe that will take us to the end of quarter number 3, if I'm reading the tea leaves right.
Yeah.
It's basically all we got right now is the tea leaves. Cougs trail it by a touchdown as we head to the final 12. Stay with us. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to Colonia. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, Matt Pogue. This is like, I'm not even going to include Pogue in this one because between Tim and I, it's like, you know, we're 40 years old. We might as well be 96 years old, falling asleep, you know, because we just can't hang anymore. But I said, oh, man, I got to, like, I'm sous videing a whole bunch of chicken right now. I'm like, I got to cut up all this chicken later. So I won't say suckered because I'm a sucker for, like, stuff in the kitchen because I do like to cook and all that other good stuff. And our boy Brandon Fury spent the last summer, selling knives.
Oh, yeah.
As you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I know.
So I bought a pretty nice set of knives, spent more on knives than I spent probably on my first car.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. And that's not an exaggeration, actually, somehow magically. As Benitez on 3rd down will roll to his right, steps up and avoids a hit, and still on his feet. He turns the corner, but isn't going to get to the down marker. So, punting situation for the Cougs. But, so I got the knives, and everything's great. I do, you know, you got a good set of knives.
Yeah,
it's like
they're great.
It's like anything that you buy, like an elite anything for the first time, and you go like, oh, like this is why people do this, right?
Yeah.
You know, you get a super duper nice car for the first time. You get a super duper set of sheets on your bed, like things like that you would be like, you know, as a kid, like, I would never spend $300 on a set of sheets. Like, oh, yeah? Sleep in a set of $300 sheets and then tell me, right?
I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, this would be one that maybe you can learn from that. Good punt from Benitez and fielded in at the 30,
Wrap 'em
and it looks like we're going to get another great return out of this. Cutting back into Montgomery territory and down inside the 40.
Big return.
Yeah, a really nice return.
I mean, good coverage. They were there, just wasn't able to break down and wrap up.
It's that first contact. It's just not happening cleanly and actually slowing somebody down.
42-yard swing on that play in terms of not being able to tackle the returner at the catch site, which they certainly had a good look at. So, just to finish this stupid knife story, I almost cut my finger off on Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
because it's so sharp.
When I tell you that this thing touched my thumb for 0.1 seconds, as Profet is going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Another big play by the Montgomery D-line, as this is a possession for sure to start the fourth quarter, where Montgomery needs to keep Colonia out of the end zone and off the scoreboard.
It's a one-score game, but it's, every possession where you don't get the stop and keep your defense on the field, it feels like more.
So, oh yeah, dude, like it happened. I didn't even feel it. And like the blood started like firing out of my thumb, like 'cause it was right on the knuckle like a geyser. Ruined half of a loaf of lovely bread.
Oh, man.
That was
good
terrible.
Pressure.
And another good job by Profet to escape the initial contact. And another good job by Olyaremi to get it out there. So
Defense did a nice job, though. Kept them to minimal gain.
third down and 10 to go. And if the Cougs can get Colonia off the field here, that would be fantastico.
But Fury got me, too, though.
Did he?
Yeah, well.
How many knives did you buy?
Well, so I already have Cutco because you remember Kanzu?
Oh, yeah.
So Kanzu was selling them, and he sold me a block. So I had a block. So I told Fury that. He was like, oh, but let me just practice on you. I was like, okay.
Got you.
True salesman.
Got you. Here is Olyaremi, and the pass is complete, but shy of the first down by about 3.5 yards. This is certainly within 4-down territory. So
I got the scissors, though.
oh, you did? Yeah, I got the scissors, too.
Scissors
Well, I mean,
are
I got the
great.
whole package, of
Yeah.
course.
Scissors are great. You can cut a penny with them. Did you know that?
I witnessed that on the video, in fact. Let me tell you.
Pogue, you need some knives?
Fury, don't ask me about
Fury.
knives. I'm not buying knives.
He might. Fury, maybe a scissor.
Olyaremi has got the first down for Colonia inside the 30 down to the 25. So a big pickup by the senior.
It's a great first anniversary gift.
I mean, a real test for Fury's sales technique would be if he can sell me, because I promise you, it would not be easy.
There are few cheaper people on planet Earth.
Cheap is an ugly word. Frugal, conscientious, intelligent.
And stacked up at the line was Olyaremi, so no gain there on first down. Yeah, cheap might be an ugly word, but that's what you are, dude.
Yeah, that's
You are
okay.
not frugal. You are freaking cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I do well.
That's the part I don't understand. You do well, and yet you still like you made your first dollar.
You should keep it. I mean, what if you need it? You never know.
There's more money to be made out there, brother.
You can't take it with you.
I could try. I want to try.
Remind me of that old JP Cubish Looney Tunes cartoon. Olyaremi's off the left side, and he searches for about 4. Man, I made a reference there, and if there's any kids listening to this, they're like, what is Looney Tunes?
Oh, no,
Well,
I think people know Looney Tunes.
I guess now because we had Space Jam.
Yeah, Space Jam.
But
with
this was
LeBron and
way
stuff.
prior to that.
Oh, yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looney
yeah.
Tunes were fantastic.
Quackbusters was
Yeah.
the...
I love me some Looney Tunes.
No doubt. Olyaremi, and this is a well-designed play out to the right, and that is going to be just shy of the first, but inside the 20.
I said to my wife the other day, our Saturday morning cartoons when we were kids, like, you grew up, you always looked at Saturday morning
Yeah.
cartoons. My kids, it's Saturday morning, I get to play on my tablet.
Oh.
Because like they do YouTube and stuff like that.
Sure.
Because we limit the amount that they can have it, so they only get it once a week. So they get it Saturday morning.
There you go.
Man, that used to be great.
Right, but waking up, where you get a bowl
Yeah.
of cereal, you're watching
Oh,
your
yeah.
like your G.I. Joe or your Looney Tunes and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like, you know, now my kids are waking up and they're watching whatever YouTube personality.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Little loony there for the Cougar defense as they jumped offside and give Colonia a free set of downs. See what I did there with that?
I did.
Incorporated
I
that
did.
right
You're
in, just
like,
seamlessly.
boom. You're
We
like-
weren't going to acknowledge it, but now you made us. We're going to say it was
Yeah.
great.
Seamless is a bad spackle job, baby.
Uh,
That's how I roll.
You're full of these great analogies.
Should have
Oh,
called Jersey.
Oh, Uremi, he's going to walk himself into the end zone, and that is a tough pill to swallow as Colonia is going to go on top 26-13.
Yeah, I mean that's a big blow. I mean it's gonna take a lot. Just the way that we've been moving the ball, we have to start trying to make it a little bit quicker and get a really good defensive stance on our next outing.
Pogue is just crossing his fingers right now because what
That was the one I didn't think of. That
at
was
the
the
half.
one.
At the half, I hope Colonia misses the extra point so much
They're
right
going to. They're going to. Or they're going to go for 2, and I'm still going to be in trouble.
now.
No, we made 28.
Did we make 28?
Yeah, but we
did
didn't make 26.
We did not make 26.
To fill the audience in on our little inside joke here, at the half, obviously we meaning Matt, built all of the score graphics that you're seeing because the feed we're getting from Colonia still has the score listed at 0-0. Meanwhile, it's 26-13 Colonia, as you can see on your screen. So Matt tried to make like every combination of number and touchdown and extra point that he could think of, and somehow didn't make it 26.
No, I had a feeling. I said if they get to 26, they're going to make the extra point.
Okay, we're going to see here. Snap is a little low, on its way, boomed, and you live to play another day.
It's just prepared. That's all it was. I mean, it's just prepared. If we get into the 30s, though, to be honest, we're in a lot of trouble.
Hopefully, Montgomery is as lucky as you were there, my friend.
We're
So,
hoping for a 28-27 victory,
That's what I was
Montgomery.
looking for. Yep.
this feels like the fourth quarter of the stinking Falcons game. You pull within 3, and then all of a sudden, 5 seconds later, a couple of batted passes in the air, and Tampa's winning by 90.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like the Washington game, though, man. Every time I watch them, they take it to the last second.
so do you think that you'd be able to just throw the headset and leave so that we could win, like
Me?
you did with the with your
Yeah,
tablet?
yeah.
I should, for sure, I can get out of here.
For the people who didn't hear that story, after Washington's kicker is Dustin Hopkins. Is that your
Yeah,
kicker?
just hop in.
Dustin Hopkins pushed the first field goal attempt wide to the right against the Giants. Tim slammed his iPad shut, didn't realize there was an offside penalty, went to sleep thinking they lost, wakes up to a congratulatory text.
Yeah.
So feel free to shut the metaphorical iPad so we
Yeah.
can somehow score a 15-point touchdown.
I mean, we've seen games where there were back-to-back, kickoff return touchdowns. So it's possible.
I've said that. Probably I shouldn't have said it a couple of times in my officiating career in a situation like this, as kick is going to be bobbled and goes, and you talk about if there was any kind of luck in the world, Montgomery's just stepping in every pile of doo-doo that they can here in the fourth quarter. I mean, a kickoff out of bounds off themselves at the 10. I mean,
It was a squib, though.
it was a longish squib.
Squib.
It was a
squib,
medium squid.
squib-like texture to that kick.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. So a long road to hoe if you are a Cougar. I don't even remember what story I was telling.
I don't know.
It is what it is. I get so just demoralized by that.
Just trying to see if there was a receiver out there, or if that was just a glint of light. It's a receiver.
Sparkle caught your eye down there on the right side of the screen.
It was shiny.
It really does disappear in the hashes, though.
Right on the hash, they're just gone. The receivers out there.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say, too, to finish the story that I had. Here's a handoff inside, and not a ton doing there, and that's kind of been bottled up all night. That, oftentimes in a game like this, as an official, I'm like, the score may be out of reach at a certain point, and whether the game ends with a team winning by 7 or a team winning by 4, I don't care. I just don't want a fight to happen. I don't, you're like, in those situations, that's how you feel as an official. You're managing the temperament of the players and all that kind of stuff. And things are happening. And a coach is like calling timeout with like 30 seconds to left, down 8. And I'm like, I'll be out there talking to the goalie or something. I'm like, I don't think they got a 9-pointer in the arsenal right now.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. But and I get it. If you're a coach, you want to coach to the end. You want to get the kids the opportunities. I'm not, dumb to the situation. But, it just certainly, it's one of those things that we would say, your goal as a coach is not my goal as an official. I want to get out of here before anybody punches each other in the face and, that whole thing. I get you want to coach and feel great about things and help young men. And that's fantastic. We need that. I'm not good enough for that. I'm sorry.
Dude, this video is now. There's no one on the field.
This is gonna be. I don't know if this is our best or our worst work ever.
Oh,
I'll tell you right now. Benitez is passed a little too tall on the inbreaker, and we're gonna have a flag come in from the near side. So that's probably gonna be pass interference.
I mean, if anything, it's forced people to listen to us a little bit more in this game.
If anybody's still there, God bless you all.
I think Amanda might be the only one, and she probably even turned it off by now.
She's got it on mute. She's just watching the glare.
I mean, she likes Ghost Hunters, so she said this was kind of up her alley. She was like, all right, this is close. How is it getting worse? How is that happening?
They're mystery. People ask that about us all the time. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that
just
is true. We'll find a way.
Didn't think they could be worse.
We'll
Then I watched.
find a way.
Then I watched the Colonia game.
See what happens when RJ's not here.
That's
It's
right.
just no good.
Booming kick from Benitez, going to be down to the 36.
That was a nice kick.
No doubt about it. $59-yard punt, if I have my math correct, which I probably don't. I was an English major. So
I'm just so curious. How much time is left?
It's just.
not
I mean,
sure.
actually, the third quarter I felt like went pretty quick, comparatively at least.
Yeah, the first half was all the penalties and the stops and completions.
First quarter went like lightning. We've been trudging through the mud for the last 2.7. That feels just about as right as anything could possibly be.
I was going to say 2.73, but
Yeah, all right.
whatever.
Listen, very precise. Good job. Good job out of you.
I like to go to the Hunter's place.
You know what else you like to do? Not come watch Falcons footballs with me. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Which I can't believe also, as Alyuremi is going to end up picking up, almost over 10 yards on that play. That's not picked up at all. I feel like I'm the only human on earth calling them the footballs. Like, how come nobody? I mean, I think it's, they're obviously going to have a nickname soon, but all these darn professional announcers, nobody wants to have any fun.
I
Jeez.
actually kind of like the Washington football team.
I think FC. I would like FC. If they went with Washington FT, I think I'd like that better than football team. But
I mean, that would be cool too.
they did not give Alyuremi the first down, and then they go backwards to Profet.
So good stop by our defense. I don't know what down it is. What is it, third down now?
Yes, it is. This is one of those situations where,
Like asking
maybe
the viewers.
I was going to say, you tell Brandon Fury, go head up right on the center, and the minute that he snaps the ball, swipe it. Right? I mean, like
Yeah.
you need something that's completely unorthodox here. You know what I mean? And then, that kind of thing happens, and we're going to get a timeout from Colonia. And, like, as if you're a ref and you see that, you're like, oh, dude, I thought we had this under control. Now you guys have all just done this again. But,
yeah, they call that the timeout that you didn't want.
I mean, what are you talking over right now?
I guess they just didn't want to delay a game there.
Yeah.
So the Patriots, with back-to-back scores in this quarter, or in this half, I should say, have turned what was a tie score at the midway point into a game that feels like pretty firmly in control for Colonia.
I mean, a lot of positive for Montgomery has happened this game, so they're taking steps in the right direction. And the game isn't obviously over, or it might be. I don't know how much time's left. But
That's a good point.
yeah. I mean,
there could be 9.5 minutes left for all we know.
There might be plenty of time.
Mercifully, for all of you, 22 of you watching this right now, I would say, number one, thanks for dealing with the insanity as Oluremi dives, and they are going to give him the first down this time.
I mean,
so they picked it up.
You're a dedicated fan if you're still watching.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
either you're obligated or you're just dedicated in a way that...
I mean, maybe they're just not watching. Maybe they're just listening.
They might be paying us.
Yeah.
We don't know. So, I mean, we're just holding out hope on that one.
Yeah. But like I was saying, they made their offense looked good. They had really strong defensive stands. A couple bad breaks, and led to that, 2 scores in a row. But
quarterback keeper coming off the right side, and another good tackle right at the midfield stripe.
That's another one. Why is he still in the game?
Yeah, right?
What does he do?
I don't know. But either direction.
Well, there's probably like 9 minutes left. So.
True. So it's time for a comeback.
I didn't see who called timeout this time. The Bear. I would assume it's the Bear on that one.
Did you hear a whistle? Was there a whistle?
Missed the whistle on that one as well. But listen. Let's look at the positive for a second. We had Alex Benitez set a new school record for career points as he surpassed JT Tartikoff for a pretty the substantial record, in Cougar history. I mean, no one has ever scored more points now as a football player than Alex Benitez. And, to put him up against a guy like JT Tartikoff, who was so explosive and just such a fantastic player, it speaks volumes about the young man. And here's a little bubble screen, the first catch of the evening for Pat Miller.
I mean, and arguably, the teams that JT Tartikoff played for were a little more talented.
Oh, I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, well, I was trying to.
No, you could say it. We're truth brokers here, if not anything.
So JT was able to score when there were more weapons than just JT, but Alex people are keying on him. They last 4 years or so, 3 years have been he's the guy. So that's what they game plan for.
Well, there was a lot of talk as another Montgomery timeout. A lot of talk in the interim between weeks 1 and 2 of the NFL season about clutch players at end of games, and if you need to throw and the other team knows you need to throw, can you still throw? Well, everybody knows what Montgomery's doing with Alex Benitez, and yet he continues to excel. And not only did he break the scoring record tonight, I think you saw Montgomery integrate or maybe reintegrate a piece of their offense that they had not so far, and that's the deep ball. I think
jet sweep.
Yeah. Taking the top off the defense a little bit there a couple of times as a nice run off the left side for Jaden Jones. And that'll be another first down for Colonia.
Yeah, I mean, he got that record this week, and then, I mean, really probably put himself pretty close to getting the record next week for rushing yards.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that this week as well and make sure that we're, on the money with that. He entered the game with 1776, and I'm sure that I'll get the official numbers from Zoran Milic. Colonia just trying to eat absolutely as much clock as it can.
A little miscommunication there.
Yeah, mishandle.
Get it like 3 or 4 yard loss.
Big matchup up in North Jersey that I just heard about that just went final. St. Peter's Prep, I'm happy to say, a 10-7 victor over DePaul. DePaul apparently drove all the way to the 5-yard line with 25 seconds to go and then got sacked going in, and that was all she wrote at Caven Point. So St. Peter's fantastic season in the first season under, I'll say without their longtime head coach, Rich Hansen. Now he handed it over to his son up there. I clearly know a ton about St. Peter's. It's my alma mater. And my nephew is now a freshman. So,
Does he play?
no, he does not. He's a lacrosse player, basketball
Oh.
player.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah. I would love to see him make the basketball team there. That'll be an interesting thing. I think he's got a much better shot on the lacrosse side of things.
We'll have to get, if he does, we'll have to get Grundy to scrimmage him.
There you go.
Do the MIRE.
Can you just scrimmage the JV from St. Peter's, please?
Yeah.
I don't even care if you play the varsity.
The MIRE for the JV will be the big game.
Oh, yeah. We could have Huddle Cam. We'll just let him wear one of those tags.
Yeah.
So this way it just follows him the whole game.
Just wear one of the Montgomery white football jerseys.
Float around.
Know where he is the whole time, at least.
Colonia just slogging through the end of this quarter. And Profet again. And he'll be driven back after a gain of 3.
I think at this point, I'm with Pogue and like, all right, Profet, we had a great game, man. Let's save you for next week.
I don't understand it at all.
Lamont Hampton came. Did you see that? Came running off the field.
Yeah, he took
That,
his helmet off.
yeah, that was. I was like, he might puke on the field. Either gonna puke on the field or he hurt his arm. I didn't know which way that was going, and I don't know the end result either. But nobody went diving out of the way, so I'm gonna guess that might have been the latter and not the former.
I mean, if a lot of people moved at once, Huddle Cam would have got it.
That's true. Oh my gosh. And now Colonia is going to call a timeout. Let's call a timeout so we can punt it.
Well, I mean, this is a lot of time, like, the thing they call timeouts in this situation. It's like putting in some of your backups. Getting
Yeah, it could be.
Some minutes.
I don't know if you're putting the backups on punt, though.
Maybe they're going to go for it.
That would be shocking. So the Cougs will make it out of this one. Still in search of win number 1 on the season.
But having made lots of gains, I think you can take some positives away from this, bring it with you to next week, and continue to build. Hopefully grab that win. And we can blame it on Glock announcing.
Yep.
As long as we win next week. It's a big game for them.
Next week is at North Hunterdon. Though I have to say, it beat the game being at North Hunterdon. I have a high degree of faith in their broadcasting.
Their basketball was right on.
So was their graduation. They did a good job of graduation, too.
Yeah.
You watched their graduation?
Little pieces of it, because we were a little nervous about our own broadcasts.
We were scouting.
Wanted to see what was going on out there.
It's like, wow, that's some dedication.
This is a return, I think, out to the 23. Yeah,
It's like-
that's where it's marked.
Like, how did that go? You're like, hey, Pogue, what are you doing this weekend? You want to watch North 100 graduate?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I mean, do you want to
I mean, I
watch
don't
this
know.
and maybe not disappoint
Yeah.
1,000 people? Yeah, probably.
I mean, as long as they didn't ask you to announce it, I don't know what could go wrong. You're just like,
They would not do that. They would actually forbid us from. No,
Yeah.
you can't talk. No, just put the camera on him.
oh, and he takes his diploma. Or what was it when the cicadas were there? You would just be like zooming on cicadas and be like, oh, another cicada.
Oh boy.
It would have been good though to get the Vlasic fall to have the commentary
Yes.
on that though.
Yes. That was the worst fake fall in the history of
it
fake
was
falls.
very
Oh,
fake.
Fox's big
Very
fall.
fake.
Oh
It was-
man.
Put it this way. They do a lot of practice for Montgomery basketball. They needed to do a little more practice on the fake fall on that one.
Yeah, he was selling. Nobody's buying.
No. Benitez evading, stepping up, and looks like he's going to be dropped.
Or pushed out of bounds.
Either way.
Oh, wait, no, he threw it really deep. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Hopefully you took your Dramamine before watching the MIRE broadcast this evening.
Oh, man.
So on my iPad, I have the the news widget on the left side that stays open, and there was a highlight that just popped up that I was like, wait a minute, and I can't even read it on the air because it's not.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking
No.
at what he's looking at. I'm like, what are you? Where are you going
Well,
with this, man?
I was about to unplug the computer.
Somebody did something bad, and somebody tuned him up pretty good for doing it.
Yeah, the Benitez throws and has a completion for a first down. The problem was where I really got taken aback was when we got to the part where it said, "Tackled a local pastor," and now, the headline was pretty bad, and then I got to that part,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Wow, that was a twist I didn't see coming."
No.
Yeah, didn't see coming. So, it's crazy stuff happening all over the world, folks. Let me tell you.
That didn't even happen in Florida. That's crazy.
That's right. It wasn't even a Florida man.
Florida man.
Was
Watch out for Florida man.
Oklahoma City man. And I can confirm for you, having been in Lakeland, Florida, that those headlines are not made up.
Florida man gets around.
Benitez, deep. He's got a man down there, and
something happened.
Intercepted. No, looks like probably knocked down. It was initial celebration by the Colonia fans.
I'm going by number 73.
Yes.
He was telling us what's happening.
That's right.
Yeah.
MIRE correspondent. Hold on, I'll get you his name.
At first, I was confused, though, because he had his hands up like it was a touchdown. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why is he celebrating our touchdown? I mean, I'm all for it, but
Nope, don't have a 73 on the roster. I'm sorry. No. Man,
it's probably 74.
we
He gained one.
did you dress somebody up in Colonia jerseys down there, Pogue? And
Well, I mean, we
sent
needed
it down as a MIRE
we
spy.
needed a correspondent.
Oh boy. Yeah, nope.
Maybe a JV kid got to suit
Gotta
up
be.
for-
It's a very large JV kid.
freshman
He looked,
kid.
Yeah.
Looked pretty built up.
Well, he is wearing number 73. So odds are he's playing the line.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't seem to matter much these days.
You're right, it doesn't anymore.
Benitez will hand it off inside, and a gain of about 6 or so out to the 40-yard line, and that looks like it might bring us to a close. So what was a pretty competitive game for about 2.5 quarters has turned into a victory for Colonia. A touchdown in both the third and fourth quarters for the Patriots has moved them to 3-1 on the fledgling season in 2021, and Montgomery falls to 0-3. But despite that, Alex Benitez becomes Montgomery High School's all-time leading point scorer, passing J.T. Tartikoff 183 points thanks to a rushing touchdown and an extra point. And that is just, I couldn't be more proud and happier for that young man.
I mean, it's an excellent accomplishment. Just 4 years to be able to do that is incredible. That freshman year to be able to put up those numbers to even get close is unheard of.
I mean, I know he's always going to be remembered anyway, but now he's got a little bit of history on him. it's going to be hard to forget because that's going to be a hard number to surpass.
Next up for him, the all-time rushing yards title, and that's within his grasp. This broadcast has been a production of the MIRE. It's the sole property of the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of it without the express consent of the MIRE is strictly prohibited. Next week, we will again be live from the command center, and it's the royal we because it'll be Tim and Matt as I attend to Bayonne homecoming up north because my niece is Madam President up there. So, got to take in the festivities and celebrate her a little bit. So I will be away doing that, and you guys can hold it down from here.
Maybe we can.
We'll hold it.
Yeah. You will see something.
Pre-game for that will be 6:30 as usual. We'll do everything possible to get you Muck and Mire in its usual Monday morning spot this week. I did remember to bring a microphone home, so we are all set there. So it won't sound like absolute garbage. Meanwhile, I'm probably just going to put a headset on anyway, considering we're leaving this stuff set up here.